Goodbye.
All right, we are live. We are streaming live right now. My name is Iceman. It's a Monday.
You got a mouth to the south, Rod Rodriguez.
How's
You
the
hear me?
weather in Davao? Yeah,
Um,
I can hear it. It doesn't sound so good.
I'm.
What's wrong with your
I know.
with your setup right now?
No, no, no. I'm on what's it called? iPhone mode. Allergic rhinitis attack. So I'm thinking if I'm going to be sneezing at any time, I would like to have the portability of having my mobile phone on. So I'm going to try to get as clear audio wise as possible. But I am on the iPhone,
This
like
is
we
so
did
fitting. This is
during
so
our first
fitting
episode.
with the episode that we had last Saturday because we would sound legit AM if you sounded that way last Saturday.
Really? Oh yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. If you did like the Bisaya thing, yeah, yeah.
AM ang dating.
Got it,
Kini
got it.
ang inyong tigpamaba, right?
Yeah. My mom's like, my mom saw that episode. My mom like messaged me and she's like, "You should speak in English if you're on an international audience." I'm like, Ma, that was just for that episode. I'm like, that was like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Did you watch the entire thing? She's like, you should
What?
speak in English if you're on an international audience. What's the point of being online if you don't have an international audience? I'm like, what? Anyway, my mom is my mom. All right, hold up.
Wow.
Oh shoot, I'm gonna try to hook up the mic so that I sound better. So keep them busy and tell them what's up. I don't really know who's chatting with us right now. Is there a way to find out? I'm gonna try to see.
So you're using
Um,
your iPhone right now?
I am. So it's really like kind of very limited. I'm on my iPhone, and I just hope like I'm loud enough. Let me check. Let me see if audio. Let me see if I can do something about the audio. Like just mess around with the volume and
All
stuff.
right. Okay, cool. Cool.
Is that louder?
Not quite. I can't hear you.
No difference.
You're
Um,
choppy.
there. Thing.
Mm, ah, not as
I
not as great as
want it.
your previous setup. So it's. I think
No,
yeah,
I
you can
know.
just like use the you can
Hold
just
up.
use the iPhone mic. I think that would be fine. Anyway, tonight we're gonna talk about what do you think of the new
Hit
Bello
us
ad on TV that created quite a stir last week. I'm pretty sure if you were in the Philippines, you would have probably heard about this. It was probably on the news too. She was under fire for this TV ad that you know they put out for their medical group. I think it's something about a beautiful lady turning into Princess Fiona because of the
What
pandemic. So
is this
tell us
feeling?
all about it. What do you think? You think that was below the belt, or do you think that people are just so sensitive these days? Tell us all about it.
Okay,
Anyway, Rod's trying to set
cool.
up
He's gonna have,
his studio. He's using his iPhone because of his allergic rhinitis, so he doesn't want to,
yeah,
he doesn't want to bother
yeah. I
people when
don't.
he's like sneezing or whatever.
Cause, yeah, because I'm like so normally I'm on my I'm gonna have my and if I sneeze it's like this on
It's on and
the
off, man.
iPhone.
You're choppy. Like
I
you.
just like really
Yes,
that bad.
it's that bad.
Uh,
Like the first time you
I
did the
don't think
show,
internet.
that was so much better than what you have right now. Now it's just crappy. Can you just stick with the
Okay.
iPhone?
Yeah, I am doing the iPhone.
You're doing the iPhone now? Holy
I
crap,
am
what's
on the
happening?
iPhone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just
I,
fine now.
it's better now.
All right,
There.
let's roll with that. Maybe it's fine.
Okay. Better. I
It
have
should
this
be.
like, hold on. I have this like little mic thing, but if I hook it up, it cancels out my earbuds, and I'm supposed to. If I'm not mistaken, the earbud should allow me to talk, and the earbud should have a built-in microphone as well. But
Mhm.
apparently, when I go to the settings, it does not detect the earbud's microphone. It detects it if it's on my Mac. So maybe I'm better off using my Mac, right? Because I'm
I
using my
think
phone.
so.
I mean, it's the same
You're using your phone
thing.
right now, yeah?
It gives me mobility, I guess. Yeah,
All
hold
right,
on. Let
there
me
we
get my
go.
MacBook. So
Chubby Rod
I'm gonna go to
Chubby.
my
All
MacBook.
right.
Chubby or choppy?
Well, hero Chubby. So
Hold
you're
on.
chubby.
I'm in the bedroom. No, no, no. They can't see you. It's okay. It's facing the other way. Yeah, my kid's here. I'm in the bedroom. Hold up. So I'm gonna go down. Bye, bye, baby. Yeah. Like a house tour. Hold up. All right. There you go. So on my way down, I'm gonna switch to the Mac and see if we get better results with the Mac because the Mac will allow me to have like another. Yeah, but I'm just not in the usual setup. Hold up. So can I enter the studio on the Mac and it still works? Okay. So what's their participation in this? When people join us via chat, they're just gonna tell us what their take is on the commercial.
Yeah, yeah. If they want to go on live, then it's fine, but they can just like comment below and that should be okay. Jet
Yeah,
Boy, present.
yeah, it's a must that you guys see the commercial. That's basically a given. You have to see the commercial. That's the
Yeah, if
thing.
you haven't seen the commercial, I posted it on our page. It's actually on YouTube. I just copy pasted the URL and posted it in our Facebook
Don't drink
page,
Coke when you're
so
about to go to bed. You're not gonna be able to get sleep tonight.
you can check it out there. You can watch the whole video and tell us what you think about it. We're talking about the Vicky Bello ad that was put out last week, and it created quite a stir, and everybody's talking about it. A lot of people got offended. Um, it's about the pandemic. It started out as the young lady, very fit and very beautiful, flawless and whatnot. Then as the pandemic went on with all the bad news and whatnot, she started to become Princess Fiona, in a matter of speaking.
So the
So
thing is,
a lot
like,
of
what is
people
it?
got really pissed with that.
Is it like people are pissed because what? It's sexist. It kind of glorifies beauty, physical beauty more than anything else. It's kind of very. I mean, it's kind of factual. I mean, if you don't really, most people I think gained weight more than lost weight. But I mean, I don't really know how women feel about it in terms of their sensitivities. But my take on it is, uh, I think it's kind of like just letting people, like reminding people that you can really let yourself go, like what Pinky said. It's like letting yourself go because of the pandemic. Because a lot of us don't really have any social activities anymore. We don't get to see people. We barely go to malls. We don't attend parties. We don't. So you kind of like neglect that part um, of who you are, the physical aspect. It's not a priority unlike back then. I mean, I'm just as guilty. I believe I gained weight. Um, and I certainly don't get as many haircuts anymore.
Hmm.
I don't trim down there as much anymore. I don't know about you, Ice. If you're Brazilian, what's going on down there? But not that anybody else will see it. But there's stuff that like women get waxed all the
It's a
time, and they
jungle
get
down
their
there, Rod. It's a jungle.
it's a forest.
And the king of the jungle is right there.
All of a sudden, there's a mushroom in the middle of that jungle, right?
Right. Just waiting. Just waiting to be unleashed.
Oh, geez. So well, let's while people are joining in. I mean, I think we have 4 people on chat. I can't really read it because I am on the
Right.
phone. You can start and go ahead and acknowledge people who are tuned in, and then we'll give our take on it on
Okay,
that.
we have Gabby, we have Jepoy joining us tonight. And like I said, if you have not seen the video, like Gabby said, he has not seen the video. It's on our page. I posted it. You can click it. It's that's actually from YouTube. I just posted a URL there, and there voila, you can watch it right there. And yeah, tell us what you think about it. Just just look at it. I think it's about like a 30-second ad. So yeah, a lot of people got pissed. A lot of people thought that was offensive, and I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not a girl. You know what I'm saying? And they could
Oh,
have
it's mostly
used a
girls.
guy
It's, it's,
then.
it's mostly
They could
the
have used a
females.
guy then. It wouldn't be that offensive, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you
Yeah, the
think?
guys won't
Do you,
care.
right? Do you think if
The
they put
guys
a
would.
guy on that
No, no,
ad, you
no.
think people would
We wouldn't
care?
care. We wouldn't care.
Right?
We wouldn't care. Even the
Because I'm just
metrosexuals would.
thinking, because like, women, and you put a woman out there, and you make fun of um, the effect of the pandemic, getting fatter and getting uglier, and you know, becoming hideous. People are gonna take it, the wrong way. But I don't know if you put a guy there and
No,
just not not taking care of himself or whatever, because that's what guys mostly do,
exactly.
right? Not take care of
Exactly.
themselves.
Yeah,
It's
hold
just
on.
like, all right, I'm not gonna
Can
take
I
care of
can I
myself. I'm
get
just
it?
gonna drink.
Can I
Right?
get out of
What?
this and then go and hook up on my
Sure,
Mac
sure.
and
Just
then I'll okay.
yeah,
All
just
right.
just get out
This
of
is
here and
this.
just
All
come
right.
back.
Thanks. Thanks. Just keep
All
talking.
right, I'll hook you up later. Sure. Okay, so yeah, what do you think if they put a guy in the ad? Do you think it would be the same? Do you think the reaction would be similar to what we're having right now? Like a lot of people got pissed. So if it was a guy in there, would it have the same effect on people? Would they be pissed as they are pissed right now? Because I was looking at it, and it was kind of like, yeah, I got a little bit, yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know anybody who looked that way after a year and a half of the pandemic. So it's kind of like that's my point. Nobody's looking that way right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not so realistic. And it's yeah, I think I would say it's kind of offensive in a way. Because it's not realistic. Come on, man. I mean, come on, you check out the video and tell me if after a year and a half of the pandemic, do you have a friend who looks that way? I know ads and campaigns are supposed to be, exaggerated and whatnot, but come on, man. You exaggerate a thing like that, you are gonna steer the pot. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna go after you. And I think this is what's happening right now. A lot of people just got pissed. You know? Okay, device is not connected, but he's back. All right, let's have him back in the studio. All right.
Better? They sound better? They sound the same.
I think it's better than what you had earlier, but it's not as good as
Okay.
like your previous setup. But yeah, I think that will do.
Okay. Let me try my MacBook's microphone.
It's better. There, is that better?
Okay, that's better.
Is
That's
that
better.
better? All
Yeah,
right.
that's good. That's good.
Alrighty.
Okay,
Back
Jepo
in
is telling
action.
us we have to
Here we
treasure God's
go.
creation. Di na kailangan ng belo. All right. Well, Jepo, did you look at
Well,
the ad? Yeah, I know what you're saying, but look at the ad and tell me what you think. You have to look at the ad. It's on our Facebook page.
who's
Just
gonna
click
show?
it, man. Come on, don't be lazy. Just click it. It's easy.
What? Yeah. All right. So
And by the
yeah.
way,
Okay, hold
by
on.
the way, I have news. I am going in for a PCR test tomorrow.
What's a PCR test?
PCR
That a
test, a
good thing or
corona
bad
test,
thing?
a COVID-19 test. What do you call that there? It's a PCR
Really?
test. We call it a PCR test. What do you call it there?
Swab test, I think.
Oh yeah, okay. We say PCR test here. So I'm going in for a PCR test tomorrow. Last Wednesday I played basketball, and one of the people who played with us last Wednesday got corona from someone else.
Oh
I am
crap.
not sure if he got it from a workmate or a different basketball group. I don't know, but he just told us yesterday that he like he has COVID. So that's his wife, and his wife played with us as well.
Oh
Then he
man.
told us that somebody will get in touch with us, and somebody got in touch with me this morning, and they were asking me if I could go to a particular place tomorrow and have my test there, and they were asking me even if I get a negative um, result, they're still asking me to stay at home at least until the 25th, not to like
Just to be sure.
expose myself. Yeah, just to be sure. Yeah, I was like, all right, fine. But everybody who played last Wednesday, everybody was feeling fine, no symptoms, nothing. Nobody got sick except for the two who got it. So I
Yeah.
think they got it from a different group. So hopefully, like
I would assume
everybody
you
in that group
guys
would
all
like
vaccinated
be
already,
fine.
right?
Yeah, well, me, I
Everybody
finished
good?
my second dose 2 weeks ago, so I think I should be fine. But yeah, well, you never know. Just to make sure, I'm going in for a PCR test tomorrow, and boom, find out if the vaccine actually works.
Good luck, man. I mean, you're not gonna transmit anything via the show, right? So we're all good.
No, even if I sneeze and sneeze like like no, I don't think you're gonna get it.
Well, your wife and your kid will get it first before we do. So
Right?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
think you're more
my wife
concerned.
was
I
so
think you're
worried.
more
I'm like,
concerned
oh
about them.
yeah. Well,
You're
I
good.
really wasn't when they told me like, oh, come on. I wasn't feeling anything, and my kid, she's fine. My wife's fine. My parents-in-law are fine. So I'm like, nah, we're probably fine. But so
Hey,
I, yeah,
congratulations to Gabby. He finally got his vaccination earlier with Matrona. So finally, man, you got vaccinated by a Matrona, dude. I mean, I've
cool,
always
cool. Congratulations.
it's usually
First
it's
dose?
Iceman who vaccine. Yeah, it's
Hang
usually
on.
it's Iceman who vaccinates the Matronas. But it's Gabby who got vaccinated by a Matrona.
Vaccinate them with cream pie. Ouch.
Ma-
Ouch.
oh no, no,
Uh,
Moderna, not Matrona. I misread it. I misread it.
all right,
Gabby just got
Moderna is
vaccinated.
only like one shot. Yeah, is Moderna only one shot, or is it like two shots? Do you get like only one dose or two doses? Like which one is it?
What are we talking? We're talking about a red horse. Two shots, one shot. Pasa ko bay.
Two shots, one shot. Basta.
Go ka shot. Two shots lang
Shot
ko
pa rin.
bay.
Uy, gilumot
Yeah,
na,
so
gilumot na. Two doses. All right.
congratulations, Gab. Congratulations. Yeah,
Congratulations,
finally
AC.
after
You had your
50
first.
years. Yeah, yeah. He's been like praying after
After
4 weeks
4 weeks.
of
Wow, 4 weeks. All
yeah.
right, cool. Stay safe
I
before
mean
then, yeah?
yeah, yeah. Anyways, God, he's been getting in line for so long. He's gotten like I think he's getting in lines just to be able to get is like maybe he can be like a walk-in recipient of a free vaccination, but no such luck for him. Finally, Moderna. So where was it? Johnson and Johnson's Janssen ang one dose. Okay, got it, got it. I didn't even know Johnson's and Johnson's had one.
Well, I
Everybody
heard of
seems
it
to have
because
one.
I know that, yeah, it's, it's a fact that they only give you one dose. So it's Johnson's and
That's cool.
Johnson's. Do you say Janssen or Janssen? All right.
That I do not know. I do not know too. All right, so
All right. So we're
Gab,
speaking
hopefully
English
you'll
tonight
go watch
because
tomorrow's show.
Rod's mom was pissed. Tita was pissed. Tita, that was
Yeah,
just a
my mom's like
challenge.
my
We were
mom's like super
testing Rod
bisak
if he
too.
can actually speak Bisaya. So we're gonna stick with English
Of
from now
course,
on.
I can speak Bisaya. I'm a Bakaka boy, man. Come on, what do you think? I mean, okay, we don't. We certainly don't speak English as Bakaka boys. Maybe some Bakaka boys I speak Tagalog with. Not really. Maybe two or three of them, but we're Bisaya, man. But to be fair though, when I came back from the States many years ago, I didn't have to relearn Bisaya. I just had to like I knew like the simple words and all that stuff, but I couldn't communicate like straight. But I did not have to like relearn it from scratch. Like everything just kind of came back. So I wasn't one of those guys who was gone for a year and then like came back and like all of a sudden like I don't speak Bisaya anymore. No, man, I like picked up. It came back because my sister and I, one of my sisters, we would like kind of joke around when we were still in the States and talking Bisaya. We would like kind of like try to communicate in Bisaya. My eldest sister couldn't speak a word of Bisaya anymore because she grew up with my dad in Manila. But my other sister and I, we were the ones that spent like a good chunk of our childhood here, so it's good. So I don't believe people will go to the States and they stay there for 2, even 5 years, and they come back and they don't remember Bisaya unless you're like maybe you left when you were 5 years old or you were born there. Then I'll believe them. But if you're left when you're 10 or 12, that's BS, man. There's no way you could forget, the language or the dialect that you grew up with for what 10 years and all of a sudden just like forget it after 5 years. I'm not buying that unless you were like brainwashed because it didn't happen to me. But anyways, we're not talking about that. If you guys want to see that episode, Again, just a reminder for all the people out there. If you missed the live episodes, like when we air live, it does not mean you missed out on the episode. It's not like radio where you have to record it if you want to re-listen to it. We are That's why we have a Facebook page. You can rewatch all the episodes there. So if you missed out on it, just go to the OK Show. It's the OK Show. That's it on Facebook, and follow it or like it, and then you can check and scroll through the episodes, and you can watch them from episode one all the way to the most recent episode, except for the one where we got a copyright strike. That
Right.
one was like only maybe 20% of the episode was left there. But we learned our lesson. We learned a lesson.
Hmm.
So all right. So talking about the Bello ad, it was actually Pinky. I think we brought that up. I had no idea about it. I don't think Iceman knew about it. Did you know
No,
about
I
it,
didn't.
Ice?
I didn't know. No, I didn't know about
Okay,
it.
Pinky brought it up,
Pinky brought it up,
and
and I checked it out.
yeah,
And like what I said that you know why it's offensive? Because that never happened to anybody. You've seen it, yeah? I played
yeah,
it
of course,
last
yeah.
Saturday in
So
the
I've seen
studio
it.
when we were
I've
like
seen it.
talking. And the thing is, it's kind of offensive because nobody is really looking that way right now. After a year and a half pandemic, nobody is looking that way. You know what
No,
I'm saying? Like, yeah,
hopefully.
a few people gained a few pounds or something, but like nobody looked that bad. So it's
No,
just
no,
like,
but here's the thing. I think the ones that got offended by it are probably the ones that kind of did gain weight, and were not able to thread their eyebrows, or not able to trim their armpit hair or whatever. Maybe they were the ones who kind of like sobra naman to. It's like I don't know. I feel like that's the case because like if you still look trim and you did not
sobra
gain
naman
weight,
to,
or you look,
ininsulto na
yeah,
ako.
sobra naman to, headbangers. I mean, maybe for them it was like quite striking because for a Filipino ad, Pinoy ads tend to play it safe. Like every time we compare two products, it's always brand X, right? It's like McDonald's and brand X, Jollibee and brand X, whatever. They never really reveal the other product. But if you watch ads in the States or Europe or wherever else, they show the name of the competition and the actual product, which kind of like keeps the competition on their toes, and they have to up their game. But here in the Philippines, we kind of play it safe, you know. And you have an ad like that with Bello, and there's another one. There was an ad for Julie's Bake Shop. I think it was Julie's Bake Shop, where people kind of reacted to it as well. There was like I think the anniversary ad of Julie's Bake Shop. There's these guys in the gym, and they were like laughing at like these older ladies like working out. You should see that. Check that ad too. And then like for some reason, all of a sudden, like Julie the baker or something pops up and starts chopping up these guys and turns them into like bread. Which is yeah, that's it, Julie's. That's kind of like it has a shock factor. The first time you watch it, it's like wow, this is not. This is more like an indie movie than a Pinoy ad. Like it's definitely not something you'd expect to come from like
right.
the Pinoy producers
So
because
she
of the Pinoy
started
sensibilities.
chopping people, making them into
Yeah,
bread,
chopping those guys were laughing at the lady, the
right?
older ladies
Without
in the
without the
gym, and then
blood and the gory,
no,
graphics
but
and
like,
whatnot. No.
but like the pieces of bread like had eyes in them and like lips, and
All right.
like she
Okay.
baked. The thing with
I
that
think I
ad though
saw
is like
that at some point.
yeah, I
I think
don't
we
like.
talked about that and I watched it.
I think yeah, I think we kind of did. I don't remember that much, but maybe it was you that brought it up. But I wasn't really that. It wasn't like much of the shock factor for me. It was like it was just not related to what was going. Like you talk about a bake shop, Jules, but what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah,
Like
I know.
that's what I didn't get. Right? That's what I didn't
Well,
get.
I read something on Twitter. That person said like, well, some commercials some ads, they were just plain out stupid, but this one wasn't stupid. That's what they were saying because it's just downright offensive with, using the pandemic as, I mean, it's like taking advantage of the pandemic, making people feel bad about the situation, and I mean, what they're saying is it's not helping, and you're
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to make money out of the pandemic. That's what they're trying to say. So I
yeah,
get
yeah,
what they're saying.
yeah, yeah,
So it's just kind of
yeah,
like, well, what if like if it was a guy in there, would it have the same effect?
yeah, yeah,
Would
yeah,
would would people be up
yeah.
in arms like, oh, that's so offensive?
But I would have to agree with Jong. Perfect point, man. Like, let's go back to that too. Like talking about like what if are women more sensitive than men? I mean, that's an odd topic all by itself. But Jong says those are patterned from ads in Thailand. They're weird, but the goal was to make it viral, which I kind of agree. Like, I think it was intentional. The Bello ad, the Julie's ad. I think the purpose there really was like this ad is going to go unnoticed if you just air a regular ad. But because of its like controversial nature, people are gonna share it. People are gonna like, we're talking about it. I mean, our freaking topic is about the Bello ad. I mean, even though we only have like 5 or 10 people listening to the show, that's still exposure. The fact that it was on the news, the fact that people made it viral, it probably got more exposure than, or at least attention, than it would have gotten if it was just a regular Bello ad. And they probably did that on purpose. Like they knew they were gonna take it out. It's like a billboard, like you have a controversial
Right.
billboard.
They were
The
going for the shock
billboard would,
effect.
yes,
Shock the people and
because
have
because
that recall.
if
Yeah,
there's
they
no
could have been
shock
planning
effect,
for that. Yeah, they were aiming for that,
only the
most probably.
people driving past that billboard would know about it. But if it
Hmm.
goes viral, then even the people that live in other parts of the country would be able to read about it. And it's just,
Yeah, like me, who
they
doesn't even
say,
care about
yes,
um bellow or
absolutely.
like plastic surgery and
Yeah,
whatnot. Like I know
that's
about it
right.
now, and people are talking
That's
on
right.
Twitter, and like there's one uh netizen who was like talking about, yikes, our bodies have kept us alive through a deadly global pandemic. We shouldn't be ashamed into booking effing consultation with Bello. Uh-huh. All right. One said, hello at Bello Beauty and at Giggle Group. I hope you realize how absolutely out of touch, tasteless, and insensitive that recent ad is. Not only does it send a complete opposite message of what your PR says, the ad intended to, it also ignores what the pandemic effect is for
Yeah.
many. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's just so many effects. I think, like like the pandemic has different effects on people. It's not just, like I said, it's not
Absolutely.
just the physical. I told
It's
you,
not
like we were
physical.
talking
Yeah.
about, like
Yeah.
some people are mentally
Raj?
struggling with the current situation right now because you're stuck
Yeah.
in your room and you can't go out. You're not you
Yeah.
it's not the normal. It's not the normal that you know. I mean, the normal that we know is that Monday to Friday we work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Friday nights we have fun. We look forward to the weekends. Friday nights, boom. Then we have Saturday nights, boom. Sunday we
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
chill a bit. Still, we are
Yeah.
out at the mall having
Yeah.
coffee
Yeah.
with family, friends,
Yes.
and whatnot. So we have all
Exactly.
these things, and all of a sudden, boom, they take
Exactly.
it away from you. Then you're
That's right.
struggling in every aspect of your life,
That's right. That's
physically,
right. That's
mentally.
right.
Oh crap, you're having
That's right.
cabin
It's
fever.
not even, just the social life that's taken away. I think the bigger deal here is people who lost their jobs, people whose businesses closed down. I
Exactly.
mean,
Some people,
that's
yeah, lost a
man,
lot.
that's for 2 years. I mean, even if you have a business now, trust me, it's dying. The only ones that are not are the ones, the delivery ones, the logistic ones, the
Yes,
the
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 one who makes
grab
cakes.
food and yeah, like my wife. I mean, I was thinking, oh, she was making good money from like wedding cakes and stuff. But BIR, ignore. It's not that much money. Don't worry. You don't have to tax her. But the thing is, it's like that was like
Why
kind of
are
where
you
the
so
bigger income
defensive?
was. That's where the that's where the income was
When
from.
you start
Because
saying
no,
that, they'd be like, why
BIR,
was he saying that?
BIR,
Maybe we should look into it. You shouldn't have said that.
yeah.
You should have been,
No,
be
I
my
mean like
guest, whatever. I have nothing to hide. Saying that would be like,
I mean
hmm.
I know. Let's check where this guy lives. I mean, the thing is, it's like those are the ones that are making money. Those are the only ones that are like being able to sustain their businesses. Not very many. So I think it's caused a lot of stress. Those who were getting married this year, those who are having a baby this year, those who are, or not this year, but just the pandemic period. Those who wanted to travel, those who had loved ones pass away and they couldn't go there to mourn their loved ones or even visit.
That
Like
is so
me,
true.
my dad had like 2 heart attacks or 3 strokes, and I can't even go and see him. Like we have to do it via Zoom, and he could barely talk. And it's like, man, like if it was like no pandemic, I would have been there like on the first flight out. I mean, that's just Manila, so it's not much of a hassle, but I couldn't even do it. So the things that we took for granted were taken away from us, and we're like living back in. I mean, can you imagine if we didn't have internet, dude? Can you imagine if this
I
happened if we
know.
didn't have internet? We would all die because we would not be informed. We
I
would
think
be
it would
informed
be
late.
totally
Like
different
we
though
would all
if we
die.
didn't have
We
internet.
would all die.
Maybe the pandemic
We would
wouldn't be
all
that
die.
bad because
Maybe
because
if
we,
it was
we
most
wouldn't
of it
know
was
about all,
made.
we're not exposed to all these scary news and whatnot. Because
Yeah,
I'm
but
thinking
we would
like
be going
maybe it's
out there
also
and
the
getting it.
internet. But I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
but
I mean, how many people do you know who got it and died? You know what I'm saying? It's like
dude,
the
I
other side of the
know.
coin.
I know.
Well, yeah, I
Abakaka
know some
boy.
people.
Abakaka boy got it and died. He was one of the first ones. Abakaka
Right?
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. And I
I'm
also
pretty
know
sure you
somebody who
know who
died
he
of
is.
stroke.
I
Somebody
know.
who
I know. You
died
know the
from an accident.
sisters. I
Yeah,
know. You know the
yeah,
sisters.
yeah.
It's
I
their
know,
older
I know.
brother. Did you know
Then
about that?
I
One of my wife's baker friends, one of the pioneers, like a
like
big name baker. I mean, they're all like, man. I mean, it's like a lot of people.
I know,
It's
right?
real. I mean,
But with yeah, I know. But without the internet, you wouldn't be worried about it. You wouldn't be worried about it because you wouldn't have heard about it,
probably not as paranoid. Yeah, probably not as
right?
paranoid.
So
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like, all
yeah,
right,
yeah,
fine. Oh, he died. Why? Ah, nakatamak og lansang na tetanus. Ah, all right.
yeah.
Maybe
We
he
don't
should have
like.
gotten vaccinated when he was a kid with
I
the
mean,
anti-tetanus thing,
it's become an immediate thing. It's like if you hear somebody die or get sick, immediately it's like "Na COVID." Like we immediately like want to get to the bottom of it. Like
right?
everybody wants to know until they find out. Like
It's like, what
if
are the
you read
downsides?
comments, yeah, like somebody posts something like a loved one passed away. Everybody will read the comments and they're just waiting for the confirmation that it's caused by COVID or whatever COVID is. And I don't really want to talk about that because it's such a morbid negative thing. But when you talk about the bellow, going back to the bellow ad, which is our topic, and we don't want to digress, I think the main thing with that bellow thing is for me is that you're right. You bring up a critical point, which is it's they're stressing too much on the physical like issues that people go through if they even go through more than the mental health people. And another thing, when they talk about physical, it's not even physical health. When you go to Belo, it's not like you're getting exercise. It's not like
Right,
they're just gonna like fix up your face. Well, maybe the liposuction will suck the fat out of your body, but I mean, it's still not natural. You're still not getting your heart rate up. It's not like you're going to the gym. It's not like you're eating vegetables. It's not, you're getting the shortcut to beauty,
right.
which is what they offer. They're not giving the health way to beauty. So
And
I
you
think
don't
that's
go to
another
Bello to
thing. It's
shave your
like,
armpits. You can shave it
yeah, I
on
mean,
your own.
exactly. And yeah, it's like it's more beautification than health. And I think that's what they kind of
That's true.
neglected. The physical health where your heart is healthy, your body's healthy, your not reproductive, but your what do you call the lungs and the God I
Respiratory,
always respiratory
respiratory,
system.
yeah,
Yeah,
organs.
yeah.
Yeah,
Your respiratory health,
yeah.
reproductive. I mean,
Oh, that's
like in your
important
mental
too.
health,
That's important
in your
too.
mental health. I think
Like
that's
I
very
told
important.
you.
Yeah. So I think that's what's important. And Iceman brought up a good point. I think if anything, my only issue with that ad is that. But if you're talking about like if it's anti women or anti whatever, the main point of that ad was like what Jong said. It was intended to be viral, and that's what they succeeded on that in some way. That's what they did. They're like, that's how it works now. I mean, we've seen Jollibee, man, they got so much exposure from all their ads, and then to the point that nigara na. Like every freaking Jollibee ad is more like a telenovela already. Like everything is freaking meant to make you cry. I'm like, come on, enough of it. It's freaking Chicken Joy, all right? You don't take your product too seriously. You're selling burgers for crying out
Enough
loud. It's not
Jollibee. Enough the
enough.
Jollibee.
Nigara. Because a couple of their ads started to go viral and people were watching it. People were releasing reaction videos on YouTube about watching Jollibee videos. And I have to admit, I cried in one of them. Maybe a couple of the Jollibee ads. I like actually ended up like almost crying. But that is exactly what John's telling us. It's like a lot of those were patterned from ads in Thailand. And if you watch Thai commercials for that matter, a lot of it, like there's this one ad where there's this girl, right? She was taking care of her ill father, and her father's like bedridden, and her father felt so bad because his only daughter is taking care of him.
Right,
And
but
the
these
daughter,
commercials are like
the
insurance. These
yeah,
are
yeah,
about
no, no, no,
insurance. So
no, no,
insurance
no. The
products. So
daughter's
it makes
I don't think
sense.
this is. I don't think was this insurance. I think this is insurance. But the daughter was crippled, but you're taking care of her
Right.
bedridden father, and she needed medicine because he was running out. And there was a marathon, or like
Right.
yeah, like a
So
42K
what was the
run,
product? What, like a
and
noodle?
and I'm trying to figure out. But the she was trying to like she wanted to join the marathon because she was gonna win money to buy medicine for her father. So she joins the marathon, right? So obviously she's on crutches. So she was running the whole time, running the whole time, running the whole time. She was like dying. She collapsed a couple of times. She collapsed a couple of times. She never gave up. And everybody just like left her, right? Because she just had to do it because she needed to win the money for her father's medicine. When she finally got to near the finish line, like almost half dead, she saw everybody who joined the marathon waiting for her. Nobody wanted to go first. They waited for her to go first so she could get the prize money. Everybody was cheering her on. They all left her, but they all waited at the end to cheer on. And for me, it was like, man, faith in humanity restored. It's like sometimes we think people are so mean because they leave us or they go ahead and they have prosperous lives. But then maybe there'll come a time that their success was the one that saves you because they're able to help you. Like maybe you're able to migrate to the States because your friend went to the, like this is sometimes we let jealousy, get the most of
Right.
us. And I think for her, she was like, it's pointless. Everybody was looking at her and she felt like it's pointless, but I had to just finish this. I don't care. And when she got there, everybody was cheering her on and waiting for her to cross the finish line so she could get the first prize and buy medicine for her dad. And when I saw that ad, man, I was like crying.
Right.
I was like, F, I did not
And
see
after
this
she won, she
coming.
went back to the hospital. Her father was dead because it took her a long time to finish the freaking
Thank
marathon.
God you're not a Thai ad director. That's what you would have done. And I would have been like,
Right.
I mean, I
I
I'm a
mean,
sen- I don't
right.
I
I
don't seem
mean,
like I'm a sentimental guy, but I
it took
am.
time for her to finish. I mean, if the father was dying, dude, realistically speaking, the father would have been dead, man. Come on. They're toying with people's emotions. That's what I hate
Yeah, you know
when
what?
people do
That
this.
would have been that would have been the twist right there, right? She won it, and then the worst part was she got pneumonia because she got sick. Her father died, she got
now,
sick.
now she has two problems: her
And then at
father
the
and
end of the,
herself.
and then at the end of the ad, you hear this Thai narrator going, "Oh, and you don't even know what the heck the product was for that
Yeah.
matter.
Then the subtitle says, "Don't be stupid."
Okay, V says, I just saw that ad. It's honestly making me upset as a girl who's still dealing with body and skin shaming. I don't think there's a lot. I don't think it's like body. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. In a way, it is. Yeah. Okay. I get it. I get it. Because like they're making fun of overweight people. But I think okay, that's true. In a way, yeah. It's not like a fat girl became thin, right? It's like a thin girl became fat. So all of a sudden, it's like terrible. So like you're making fun of. You're basically saying that people who are kind of big or chunky, are it's not beautiful. There's no beauty in that. So I think that's what kind of the ad was saying. Or women who have facial hair. There are women who have facial hair. You know, I mean, I know there's an Apple hiking song that goes, "Pag ang babae may bigote, ito ay lalaki." But you
Siya
know
ay
what? There are
lalaki.
women. Is that how it goes? But see, why don't they go after Apple Hiking Society? If that's even Apple Hiking Society. But
No, that
my
was
take
Apo.
is,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's an
I think
Apo
I,
song.
I think there are some women with like more prominent facial hair. Maybe they were offended too. Or women who go natural, like the French, who
But
don't
dude,
shave their armpit.
when that song was composed, that was like years and years ago. That was like decades
It's
ago.
still offensive, dude. It's still
Yeah, well,
offensive. I know
yeah,
women
but
who have
well, if
mustache.
that was made
Got
now,
a
we would
mustache.
like people would feel that way. But these people are coming from a different era. Like so that's how it was. I remember that because my dad will always say that like, oh, if you're balbon, if you have if you have bigote, maraming babae. That's what they say. But then the twist there in their song was that oh pag ang babae may bigote siya ay lalaki. I think they were trying to they were trying to be funny in the song, but yeah, because
Yeah,
like
but like it's not
I've
appropriate
heard that
anymore at this
before.
time.
Yeah, of course not. Like I don't
It's
think somebody
really
would
not
make a
appropriate
song
anymore.
like that anymore. So I think yeah, back in the day, that was like all right, this would be funny.
Yeah, man, they would have been roasted if they came up with a song like that now. But yeah, we'll talk about that too about sensitivity. I mean, are you sensitive? Are you insensitive? What's better? Are you better off being? That's a good topic. Save that in your
I know, like
list of
skin
topics.
shaming and body shaming. You know what, V? I agree with you. I really agree with you. See, I look at these TV personalities, and you know what, me personally, I don't feel bad about myself. I mean, I look at myself, I'm like, all right, fine, because I'm a normal person. I'm a normal
Yeah,
person. I get up
yeah,
every day. I go to work. I
yeah,
have my problems. I have my normal people problems.
yeah,
I do my shit. That's me. And I look at these
yeah,
TV personalities who have this really nice skin, who look really good, like chiseled bodies and
yeah.
whatnot. But then I say to myself, like, well, if somebody pays me to do just that, I can look like
Yes,
that. You know
yes.
what I'm saying?
That's
The thing
right.
is, I
That's
have
right.
I have normal problems. I am a normal person with normal problems. I have a normal
That's right.
lifestyle. So these people, they have nothing else to do but just to look
That's
good.
right.
I mean, if I would do that 24/7, I would surely look good. But then I'm like, yeah,
Absolutely.
it is what it is,
I agree.
right?
I ag-
So
I agree.
that's just me.
It-
I deal with it that way. But I'm not downplaying the fact that yeah, that was downright offensive. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
it's I mean,
I think.
they're toying with people's emotions, and how they
Mm,
make other people insecure with their bodies, with their facial
yeah,
hairs, with their
yeah.
skin type or whatever, their color. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree with you, V. I mean, yeah, people have to be more sensitive. I mean, commercials, they hit everyone. I mean, unless it's like, it's not like it's not like they rate commercials per se, where, of course there are commercials that they show late at night, but they're not like rated, where like a kid can't watch it unless, yes, is with the parents or he's of age. So it really kind of, it's an open market when it comes to commercials, when it comes to ads. And I think with that particular ad, it does kind of, like I said, glorify physical beauty and kind of ties it with this period that we're going through, which it should actually, to be honest, really be the least of our worries. Looking good should be the least. Feeling good should be the priority. Feeling good, feeling healthy, that should be the priority. I mean, like if I have a lot of white hair at this point in time, should I feel bad about that? Should I add that to my pile of, like, stress triggers? Oh, inuuban na ako. Oh, mahaba na yung buhok na ilong ko. I mean, am I really going to freak out about that more so than like not having a job, or not being able to go out with my friends, or like, you know your business falling apart? Yung pa ba yung dapat problemahin ko na hindi na ako nakakapabelo? I mean, that really is kababawan to its lowest. But then again, this is coming from a woman who runs a company and is, I don't know if he's married or not. He is married to a guy who, kind of like, I don't know, I mean, like, she's married to a boy toy, basically. So I guess beauty is her top priority. That is her business. So we can't really kind of take that away from her, because she didn't exactly marry Bentong either. And I think my take is V's right. But another thing is, you always have to remember, be careful what you're looking for, because you might find it. So if you try to find a crack or a reason for you to be offended in everything, you will. All right. You will. I mean, but if you strengthen yourself, you improve your self confidence, become like Iceman, like Iceman and myself, we absolutely have no edge over the other guys. Looks, we look average. Height, we're average height. We've been to countries where we were the shortest. We have every reason to be insecure. The only edge we have is that we are self confident, not arrogant, not feeling great or whatever, but self confident. And you become confident by knowing your limits and at the same time knowing your strengths. And I think if you focus more on your strengths and your blessings rather than me missing a tooth, then you'll cruise by. Because if Iceman worries about him not having hair, or if I worry about missing a tooth, or then that's just, you're bringing yourself down. That's nobody's fault. That's your fault. You're the one. You're killing your self confidence. If you're affected by a freaking ad, then something's up, right? You should not be feeling any less better about yourself just because you saw an ad. Because if that's the case, then don't watch a movie, don't read a book, don't read publications, don't talk to people. Because there's, like I said, there's always going to be something that will offend you. Strengthen yourself. At the end of the day, we all die. At the end of the day, we're all skeletons underneath. All right. Nobody's getting out of this alive. And once we get that through our system, then we'll be able to say, okay, you know, I'll count my blessings. I'll look at the glass half full. Because I think that's the thing that Iceman and I have. That's why we're doing the show. Like, nobody really knocked on our door and said, "Hey, you guys are so great. You should do a show." Yeah, maybe some, right, Ice? Maybe some. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure
some,
somebody
but
has
most of
like
the time
messaged.
people
Yeah.
will knock it like, "You suck," and they would run away. I'm like, "You suck,
No, no, no.
dude."
But in fairness, I've had people say, "Hey, I miss your show. Why don't you guys do that again?" Or, "Hey, I see all these guys doing podcasts, and they like kind of not. You guys are better." Like, I mean, we've had that. I've heard that, so it flatters me, but it does nothing for my self confidence. I don't build myself up because somebody said that I'm this or I'm that. I just know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. And Iceman does too. And if anything, if you watch ads like that by Bello, if you watch any ad, even if it's like racist to Pinoys, even if it's whatever, and the first thing you do is have hatred, hate comments, you know, you're typing hate comments, you're adding fuel to the fire. You're glorifying the mistake. Somebody already made a mistake by making that ad. Don't glorify it by acting the victim, because you're strengthening it. It's like you're strengthening its power. Ignore it. It will die a natural death. And I think
Yes.
that's my
Ignore
approach.
it.
That's
Go
kind of
to Bello.
ignore
Get yourself
it,
fixed.
ignore it. And that's coming from guys who did this as their topic.
No, I'm no. You know what? I'm I'm
Nilagay
I'm
naman
with
nating
V all the
topic.
way. All right. So don't get us wrong.
Okay.
Me,
No,
I
I'm with
deal
V
with it.
too.
Yeah.
I
Right. So
am.
we deal with it on a personal level differently, but
Yeah.
we get it. We
Most
get
of
it. Like especially with the
yeah.
generation now, it's really different, and
Yeah.
people can be very um how do I say they can be very fragile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Don't allow yourself to
right.
be that fragile.
Mhm.
That's
If you
you
yeah
know,
if you can be like if you can be
fight
like
it.
Mike or if you
Be
can be
like
like
us,
Rod
mga bagagnaong,
or your parents were who came from
Not
a much tougher generation, I think it
yeah.
would but yeah we're not giving them a pass, we're not giving them a pass, of course
No.
not, we're not
No,
giving
not at
them a
all.
pass, but
No.
yeah, I mean there's always two sides of the coin, right?
I agree.
They already took down the ad, right? They already took it
Yeah.
down, they apologized, all right, that's good. I mean, some people can be just like assholes and not really take it down and not even
Yeah.
apologize.
But
They
they
took it
did. But they
down,
did.
they
Yeah.
apologized. I'm like, all right, cool, that's fine. I mean, okay. Then you have to look at yourself now. It's like, wow, would you let that affect you for the rest of your
Yes.
life? Or just like, screw that. Who needs that? I love
Exactly.
these long
We're
armpit hair.
motivational speakers.
Woo!
We're motivational speakers. Don't you know that? We motivate people, but we can't motivate our wives.
All right, okay, hang on. Okay, oh, this is a good one. I was told, ang ganda mo sana, maitim ka lang. And I let it go through left and right, through the
Maitim
left
ka?
and,
Ano na lang kami?
right
Maitim
ear.
ka.
Somebody said that to you? You know what? My mom would say a different thing
Dark
though.
is
My mom would say
beautiful.
like, "No, she's not beautiful. She's just fair. She's just maputi." My mom would always say that.
Yeah.
I would say like, "Mom,
Yes.
look at that girl. Don't you think she's
Yes.
pretty?" My mom would say like,
I
"Hmm,
agree with I agree with Ice Mom.
puti lang
I
siya,
agree
pero
with
dili
her.
siya gwapa." My mom would say that.
I
What's
agree
that
with
like
Ice Mom.
reverse racism? What is it like? Do you call it that? But my mom would always say that. I'm like, really? Like,
Reverse
yeah.
racism. Hey, no way it is. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, like
V,
maybe
you know
reverse
what?
psychology.
Come
What do you
on.
call that? Like my mom would
Beauty
always
is
say
in the
that.
eye
Like,
of the
okay,
beholder.
she's just maputi. She's not pretty. I'm like, okay, all
Don't
right,
fall for that crap, V. Come on. I mean, think about it. Think about it. You yourself, compare yourself to your friends. Do you all like the same type? You mean if one of your friends likes Korean guys, does everybody like Korean guys? I'm sure there are girls who get grossed out by Korean guys. I mean, apparently the Kardashians are into black men. Is everybody into black men? Maybe not. I don't know. But like I said, it's a preference thing. I mean, black is beautiful. White is
so I,
beautiful. Yellow is any color is beautiful. I mean, come on.
I
The bottom line is you're the things you're in control of. That's the one you deal with. Don't worry
right,
about
true.
things you're not in control of. The people that put out these ads, you're not in control of that. When you turn on your TV, you're not in control of the shows that's being shown. You're not going to be. Are you forever going to be a recluse and not watch TV because every freaking thing offends you? Everything. It's not. It's for all you know. It's not even directed at you. For all you know, the purpose wasn't even for that. So, like I'm
Hmm.
saying, it's like you're too young, man. You're too beautiful. You're too full of life. You're too talented. Look at your talents and your skills. Look at your gifts. Look at the
Somebody would
I
comment
spent.
here. Sige daw be, hukas.
Here's the thing, Iceman. Iceman is better than me at basketball. Much better. He's better than me in terms of like talking to people in public. He's more outgoing. He has inexhaustible energy to face people and be with people. I'm amazed because like he brought over like I know he's admired by people from all walks of life because he had like German, Japanese, American friends. Like he did not like force them to come to the Philippines, but maybe they met Iceman and they saw something interesting in him. They're like, I want to see where this guy's from. I mean, they didn't come to the Philippines and like just go to Manila. They came to Davao for crying out loud. Like, I mean, people, if I met like a person from a certain country or a certain nationality And I did not like that person's attitude. I did not see anything remotely interesting in that person. There's no way in the world that we even bother considering going to that person's home place. So it says a lot about Iceman for these people to come here. And yet, there are a lot of people here in Davao who are his own kind, who live in the same city as him, that hate his guts. So you see,
Right.
it's all a matter of perspective. It's just a matter of perspective. I know people that hate his guts, and I know people that have been his friends ever since. And I kind of get it, like, but at the bottom line is you can't let one perspective define you. And maybe if you're getting all negative, reactions from people, wait, you'll get that positive reaction. I mean, Iceman for exactly Iceman for tourism secretary. I'm for it. I mean, he will divide the world.
Secretary.
He will divide the world. I'm sure he'll be like, I don't want the Americans here or something. I mean, he'll do something radical like that. But at the same time, like I said, there's something about him because when I noticed that, because I'm like, wow, foreigners don't really go to people's hometown or home places unless they like that person. And these
Because I'm,
people came. I mean,
dude, I'm an artist, a con artist.
no, you're not. I'm the con artist. What are you talking
I
about?
con
No,
them
you're
into
not.
coming to Davao.
You're
But
actually too honest to a
uh,
fault. You tell them everything, even if they don't want to hear it.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I'm that kind of person.
You're too
You know, some
honest to a
foreigners are
fault.
shocked with that. Filipinos are kind of like, well, all right. But then foreigners are more, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, too much details.
Yeah,
Foreigners are more into
yeah,
that. Like Filipinos don't
yeah,
really say anything like that. Yeah. Like, all right, that's
yeah,
cool. Because we're like more
yeah,
of, we lay our lives out there. Yeah. I mean, all right,
yeah,
here it is. This is me.
yeah,
But foreigners are more like, too much details, man. Come on. I didn't want to hear
yeah,
that or
yeah.
something.
TMI, too
But,
much
but
information. Yeah,
me, yeah, but me, I'm like, I'm just that person. And I just like, I
yeah,
don't, I just say things. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. And
um,
like it's like it's just that's who you are, man. And if
I
you
know.
if Iceman was like that to people and like people got turned off, and then he said to himself, okay, that's it. Maybe I shouldn't be like this. I hate myself for being like this because people get turned off. Then he never would have met those people who got turned on because that's how he was. Because he would have neglected that side of him. So for me, I spoke to Mao about this. I remember we were drinking at streets, and Mao was like, dude, when you say something and then like you regret it when you're driving home, you're like, I shouldn't have said that. I might have offended somebody. They might have misinterpreted it. I'm like, dude, chill. I mean, it's like at the end of the day, you're gonna have to live with that. But it's not your problem. That was not what was in your heart. Now, if you're confronted about it, you can tell them and explain your side and say, this is what I meant. But if they don't confront you about it, then don't worry about it. Because, like what my mom says, I'm only in control of what I say. I am not in control of how people interpret it. Those are my
Hmm.
mom's words exactly. And she argues with my sisters about that on a daily basis with her post because she'll post anything. And my sisters will message her on her group chat face. And my sisters are like, Mom, that was inappropriate. Mom, you shouldn't have said that. These people are blah, blah, blah. And my mom's like, I don't care. That's my post. That's my page. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm kind of like, I'm in
I don't
between.
give rat's ass what they think. That's my
That's
Facebook
my
page.
mom.
That's my post.
Like, if they
They
don't
can
understand
offend me
it,
if they
then that's their
want.
problem. Yeah, exactly. That's
Right.
what she said. If they don't understand it, that's their problem. I'm like, and my dad's a total opposite. Like my dad wouldn't say anything that's like that would steer something. Like he's the total opposite. So I'm like, I was caught in between. But the bottom line, V, is if we ever accomplish anything in this episode, is that don't let that bellow ad affect you that way because you're letting it win. All right. You're
Hmm.
letting the negativity
True.
grow. You're contributing
True.
to the negativity of it. If you fight it, it's gonna disappear. Like I told you, Ice and myself. You think I'd be a DJ if I never overcame that stage where I was like listening to DJs before me and their voices were like, "Hey, I'm on FM," and I'm like, I sound like a
Hey, this is the Big
frog.
Mix Pool 106.
Listen to Iceman's
Cousin
voice. He's like
shoutouts
his
to.
voice back then. It's not like deep or like his brother's is. DJ Miko's is.
It's
I
not
mean,
deep
my
until
voice.
now. What are you talking about? It's the same voice that I had
I know.
ever since I started.
I I
I
know,
never
but look what
changed it.
happened. Look what happened, right? Look what
Well, because
happened.
times
You were
change.
no,
Times
you're ahead of
change.
your
That's what I'm
time.
saying.
You're ahead of your time. The way we
Well,
talk was conversational, and now
right.
that's the trend. Those announcer guys are gone,
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
I I
That's
mean,
true.
right. I mean,
Hmm.
it's like Ryan Seacrest.
Timing,
Come
timing
on,
lang. Timing, timing lang. Na timing
timing
lang.
lang. So, but if we
Anyway,
gave
John
up,
was saying, all right, okay. John was saying earlier,
yeah,
no
go.
ice di lang gid siya gwapahan. Maybe, yeah, I think you're right. My mom's kind of like that. She would say things like, yeah, di man siya gwapa, puti lang.
Okay.
And I'm like, what?
Name an actress or celebrity who's like not guapa but puti lang. Dang.
Hmm.
Chris is not really guapa, right? He's just puti.
Like what? Chris Aquino?
I mean, I haven't seen her in person. I know she's super puti.
Chris Aquino? Like, are you talking about Chris Aquino?
Yeah. It's
Dude,
not really.
she's like my all-time crush. Well, not my all-time crush, but I like her. I mean,
She has
she's
appeal.
like
She's
me.
appealing, but
She's like my female
yeah, yeah,
version. We're like
yeah, yeah,
both
yeah, yeah,
tactless, yeah.
yeah.
Like taklesa takleso. All right, so we're both the same. So probably
True.
personality-wise, we're not gonna click. But she's my type. Like, have you seen her in Fight to Win? Do you remember these films back in the day?
No, no,
Fight to
no,
Win, dude. Fight to Win. She was there. She was like sort of like
no.
a featured. Okay, let's
Okay.
see. Fight to Win. If I
Yeah,
remember,
but I mean,
it's a timeline movie.
she looks like a regular, like rich, like Chinese Koleala girl. Like she kind of has that look. Like there's nothing really like very defining about her features. You know, like but she's maputi, like super maputi. Like Maricel Soriano, I heard was super maputi. I mean, I don't really find Maricel Soriano pretty, but she's super maputi. I'm just trying to like call out girls who don't really
No,
like
Chris is
stand
my
out.
type. Chris is just my type. I like Chris. I don't like her
Okay,
personality per se, but well,
so maybe Chris. I
but
don't
she's
mind her personality actually. I mean, I think I could deal
No,
with
I mean
someone like
I
that.
mind it because we're
I don't
like the
mind her
same.
personality.
Like we're gonna
Okay.
clash. We are gonna clash because we're the
Yeah,
same. I mean,
yeah,
you put a
you're gonna
tactless
fight.
person and a tactless person together, we're gonna fight to the death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah,
and you're both very like strong-willed, and at the same time, I think no one's gonna
stubborn. We're
listen.
both stubborn.
No one's gonna
Right.
listen. Like,
True.
but you're a good
True.
listener, so maybe it'll work. I don't know. You're a good listener. I mean, okay, so think about it. Who's okay for you? Who's maputi? You know, Redford White. Redford White. Redford White.
Well, that's a guy,
Oh, gwapo ba yun? Gwapo, okay, gwapo ba si Redford White? Maputi lang, right?
but he's a different maputi. It's like the like anak araw. You know those anak araw terms.
Bisaya. Bisaya na tisoy. Bisoy.
Anak
Bisoy.
araw. So
Sabihin
he's
mo na nga,
sort of like that.
albino.
So it's different. And then, okay, let's get this out of the way. Marvin,
Hold on,
my auntie is saying
is he
beauty
anak
is in the
araw?
eyes of the beholder. What? Like
Yes.
Redford White? I don't know.
Yeah. Beauty is in the eyes of the beer holder.
Beer holder. There you go, V. Just get the guys drunk. Problem
Yeah.
solved.
Wow, that didn't
Kidding,
help
kidding.
her. What are you talking? Crazy guy. But no, but the thing is, yeah, V, come on. See, the beauty is for me, if somebody says I'm not physically attractive, that's kind of a challenge, right? It kind of like, okay, let me try to win you over with my personality. Let me try to win you over with my wit. Okay, so I don't blow you away with my looks or whatever, right? Now it makes me want to focus more on another aspect of my personality because I certainly don't walk in a room and bank on my looks. I know Iceman does. I
No, I
know.
don't. What are you talking about? Dude, you see, here's the thing. Here's what I'm about to say. Um, we're talking about I'm being called names here. All right. I have been called names at some point in my life, right?
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
I'm not that super cool, super handsome type of dude. And I've been called names like my height's not even, I mean, girls would
But
say,
you're
"Oh,
never
I want the
insecure.
tall, dark, and handsome,"
Were
and
you
not
ever
even
insecure?
tall. Like, no, I would,
You're not
I
insecure.
no, because my dad always tell us a monkey would always look like a monkey. Like it doesn't matter what you're, if you're a monkey or a monkey. Like he would always tell me that when I spend too much time in the mirror, like fixing myself and whatnot. You know what my dad would say? Hi, ang
What?
unggoy ragyapon na. He would say these things. And I would say like,
Yeah,
and I would get mad at him. I'm like,
yeah,
unggoy breko. Then he would say like, yeah, that's exactly my point. You don't need to stay
yeah.
there for 10
Yeah,
hours
because you're not a monkey.
fixing
Yeah,
yourself because you're not a
yeah. I
monkey.
get it. I
So
get
that's
the
what he's saying.
logic.
Like, cause
Yeah,
yeah,
I get the logic.
why can't you just like go out there and be confident with yourself? You're
Yeah,
my son. You look good. I told you look good. You should take my
because
word
you
for it.
took
And
it
I'm like,
differently. Like you took it another way. Like you meant like you calling me a monkey. He was actually saying you're not. So if you're not a monkey, why even exert that much effort? You already look good. Isang ka
exactly.
ni Ice Dad.
Yeah, John. Yeah, you have a
Kaduha,
point. But then he would
kaduha,
always say
kaduha
because
na
he gets
isahan.
he would always say these things. Like he would hate it if like you don't have confidence in yourself. That's what he hates the most. Like he would always say like, so what?
Yeah.
You don't have nice shirts, so what? It's just a shirt. That doesn't
Yes,
define you. I mean, it's just a shirt.
absolutely.
But
He
dad,
sounds
I
like my
want that
mom.
shirt.
He sounds
He's
like my
saying
mom.
these. He's saying
Oh my
these things
god,
because he can't buy the shirt. Maybe that's why. You know,
dude!
Dad, I
I
want that
remember I told
Giordano
you.
shirt. It's not the shirt,
No,
man. Son,
useless,
shirt's not. It is important. Like I can't afford it.
dude,
The
dude,
shirt's not important. Trust me on
dude.
it.
Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. When Ice Pop passed away during his wake with all those people, and I was there. I went to his wake, and I saw all these people from all walks of life there. You go ahead. You think they were there because of his Giordano shirt? You think they were there because of the pair of shoes he was wearing? You think that's what they missed about him? Dude, if that's what they missed about him, I would feel bad about myself. Like if that was me, I would feel bad about that. Like if Jong was like gone and people go there and miss him and they say, "Man, I miss Jong's guitar playing." Jong would be like, "Hey, I have a personality too. I'm good with computers too. It's not just my guitar playing." But then again, guitar playing is different because that is a part of him. It's not something he bought at the store, right? But the bottom line here is that's exactly what my mom did. I asked her to buy me Diesel jeans, and my mom doesn't know other brands. Maybe Levi she does, but she's not a brand conscious person. And I was in Ateneo, and all my friends were wearing Benetton, Blue Family, and Versace was Uso, Gerbo was Uso,
Replay.
Marlboro Replay, all these brands. And I wanted Diesel. And I saw some fakes. Yeah, it's a friend selling fakes. And I didn't buy it. I was like, I want like real Diesel jeans. Because I saw real Diesel jeans in Manila when I went on vacation. And I'm like, they're different. The lining's different. The stitching's different. And my mom said, okay, so what brand? Diesel. So, at the time she was in LA. She lived in LA. So she was like, then she calls me. And I thought she was going to tell me that she's had a balikbayan box already with my jeans, whatever. And he goes, are you crazy? $200 for a pair of jeans? Do you know how much money that is? She was like freaking out. I'm like, Ma, you didn't buy me the jeans I wanted. You're giving me a sermon. What the heck, man? You know what I'm saying? Just tell me you couldn't buy it. Hindi mo na ako binilhan. Sinermonan mo pa ako. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it just goes to show you that back then that's what my mom. But for me, like if Raj did that and I could afford it, I would buy him little jeans because I think I inherited that from my dad. But my mom, man, she was like, she called me. She spent money on long
Thank
distance
God
just
for
to tell me I was
Uniqlo.
crazy. Yeah. Yes. Thank God for Uniqlo. I have Uniqlo. Uniqlo is neutral. Uniqlo is like it's not super
See,
expensive.
but here's the thing. Here's the
It's
thing.
not.
I'm not doing it to my
Yeah, I love
kids now.
Uniqlo.
Like
Uniqlo
I
sponsor us. Come on, Uniqlo. Come on.
the thing is with my daughter, I do not put like these, like I don't make her wear premium brands and whatnot. I see these kids who are wearing these, Ralph Lauren, whatever. If their parents can afford it,
Yeah,
who cares? Like, that's their thing.
yeah.
That's fine. But me,
Hype beast
I know I
brands.
cannot. I wouldn't be able to afford it all the way. So I have never put that in her mind. Like she just wears stuff like, well, mostly it's Uniqlo because we have Uniqlo here, right?
Yeah, yeah. I love
But
Uniqlo.
I would never put like I always try to tell her that it's everything that she has, it has a function. Like her shoes, it's for a purpose. It's not because it's
Yeah,
Adidas, it's not because it's Nike, but it has a
yeah,
purpose because this is
yeah,
comfortable, this is for running, this is good for you because you will not slip, whatever, blah blah blah. All right, you're
yeah,
wearing these
yeah,
jeans or you're wearing these like um Tesco, whatever, like square pants and whatnot, because it's
yeah,
comfortable for you. Like when you
yeah,
run around, when you play, it won't be too tight. It's easy for you to
yeah,
go to the toilet and whatnot. So I always tell her like
yeah,
you have all these things for a purpose and they have functions. The functionality is the most important thing. So I don't put like
yeah.
brand first. You know.
It's
So I
good that
think
you
it's it's
explain it.
it's
Yeah,
it's how you raise your kids. It's
yeah.
John, you're really right. I'm trying to,
Exactly.
yeah, I'm trying to like manipulate my
We
daughter into like
become them.
thinking,
We become them. When we're kids and we hate our parents for being the way they are, then you realize you
right?
become them. That's
Yeah,
exactly what happens, dude. We become
I'm
them.
trying,
I
I'm trying
mean,
to like manipulate my daughter here. That's true. But it was, well, I mean,
it's
I mean that. What can I do? I can't afford
but
these
dude,
things all the way. You know
but
what I'm
dude,
saying?
I'm my only concern is, my only concern about my kid and Raj is so low maintenance, man. His birthday was yesterday, and we went to on Saturday. we were supposed to go to SM because I wanted to buy him a new pair of Crocs as one of my gifts. I bought him a bike earlier. I wanted to get him a pair of Crocs because wala na siya sapatos. I mean, wala na siyang like any footwear because his feet has grown. So we're gonna go to SM because I remember being at SM last week or something, and I saw a mom with a kid. So I'm like, okay, I guess I can bring him. Just don't, but they won't allow him in the department store. So we were about to go inside SM and the guard stopped us, maybe because of the MCQ, ACQ, whatever. And it's like, bawal ang bata sir. So I'm like, oh crap. So I was telling Raj, oh, it's okay, anak. It's okay. I'll just get your size and I'll buy you the Crocs. So he goes, it's okay, Papa. Can we just go to 7-Eleven? I'm like, yeah, sure. Pick whatever you want, 7-Eleven. Let's go 7-Eleven. So we went to 7-Eleven. And you know what he picked out? Mangwan, sukat sili, sukat paumbong, something flavor, big bag of mangwan chips, and 3 pieces of Lucky Me chili pancit canton. And I'm like, really? You want this? I'm like, can I get corneto? He goes get corneto as well. And I'm like, that's it? Because like if that were me and it was my birthday, I would have gotten Cheetos, I would have gotten Doritos, I would have gotten Pringles, all that expensive crap. But my son was like, that's it. That's all he wanted. And I'm like, okay. Maybe he took after his mom. He's very low maintenance. And I go, are you sure? Yeah, I want the pancit canton. We're running out. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, so I know I'm good with my son. Now, my only concern is, and I know it's also your concern, is I just want my child or my children to have taste. Now, when you say your children has taste, it doesn't mean that they want branded. It's that they know how to put clothes together. Because I don't have taste. My dad does. My dad is Mr. GQ. I'm telling you that right now. But me, I'm like my mom. I'm like I wear things for comfort. I don't wear says a guy who's wearing a Gucci cap, right? But anyway, I'm just saying it's like usually I wear things for comfort. And then magyabang ako with one apparel like you. Like your shoes would be the most expensive. For me, it would be my watch or something. So but everything else I don't care about. So my only concern is that my child has taste. Hindi lang badoy, like I'm not gonna point out like people or whatever, but I just want them to have taste. And even if your clothes are not branded, if you know how to put them together, and I'm sure you have friends and you yourself, you know how to put clothes together, they look sharp. And that's something that I cannot describe myself as. Even if you give me the most expensive branded clothes, I will not know how to put them together. So I just
Mm.
hope Raj and Jago will have taste. They know how to put clothes together. Because you can't really rely on brands, man. May mga branded baduy, right? Diba? There are branded clothes that look like crap. But there are plain, like, that's what I like about Uniqlo. Is a lot of their clothes are kind of like plain, right? Right?
Yeah,
Y-
yeah. It's
Right?
basic.
Like
It's really basic.
it's
They have,
basic. That's what I
yeah,
like about Uniqlo.
basic.
It's
It's
base, but
yeah.
it's clean. But it's clean. The quality, the fabric's good. So I think that's what I like about Uniqlo. It's not. It's like rarely do you see a Uniqlo shirt that says Uniqlo on it, right?
Mhm.
Right? Like Hurley. It it
Right.
it
They
it,
just
it
have like,
advertises the brand.
no, no.
Yeah,
They even
Uniqlo
have
doesn't
like
even
Disney
have a logo.
characters. They have Disney
Yes,
characters. They have like soft drinks brands. They have like PlayStation games there. It's
yes,
really,
yes. They have
different
like a
every time.
theme, like a theme of the month or something, right? Anime, Doraemon, all the Doraemon, however you say it. Thanks, Mary Beth. Yeah, I'm praying that my kids, they grow low maintenance, but they have taste. Because
Mhm.
I don't have taste. Like I don't know how to put
Right.
clothes together. Like I've
Okay.
seen myself, like old pictures, like crap.
We're talking about the Bello ad, and it's sort of it has a connection because we were talking about like how people just
Beauty.
yeah, because it's about beauty. It's like about confidence and whatnot. Like it has something to do with confidence because with that with that Bello ad coming out, it probably shattered a lot of people's confidence out there who like see, I'm really fat. Oh my God, look at this armpit hair or whatever. So we're just trying
Yeah.
to um, talk about this particular issue in like in different aspects of like our lives as people because yeah
How it
like
affected you.
yeah because we're not saying that they didn't cross the line there. Yes, they did, but also you have to look at yourself on how you actually deal with these things as well because I mean they took it down, they apologized, but if it really, really, really hurt you that bad and it cut like, like a really deep, like wound deep within you, then that's your loss there. Because they're like, oh, we already apologized, we took it down and whatnot, and now you have to suffer
Yeah.
over this. You know what I'm saying? So you have to like,
Yeah.
you have to bounce back, like what V was saying. Like people would tell her like, oh, guapa unta ka, pero
Itom
itom
lang.
lang.
Itom lang. Yeah.
You could just tell them like, can you just like stop at the guapa part and like not discuss that? So what? Like, what? Because I'm black, I'm not beautiful anymore? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm dark? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean that's just like a contradicting statement. Oh,
But
guapa
then
unta
again,
ka, pero
at the same
itom lang. I'm
time,
like, what?
at the same time, that's their preference. So let them be. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, like
you,
see,
can
that's
put
true. That's true.
you can
And people,
impose
please
guilt on them and
stop,
love something they
stop,
don't really love.
stop saying
Like
these things. All right,
yeah,
like I'm pretty sure like V wouldn't appreciate that. If you want to appreciate V, then just end at the guapa part. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because you saying like,
yeah.
oh, guapa unta ka, pero itom lang. I mean, come on. What do you want? Do you want to insult her or do you want to
I would
compliment
actually,
her? Which is
if somebody said
which?
that to you, Ice, I would be I would that would be a compliment to me, rather than somebody says,
Well,
"Puti
yeah,
ka pero pangit lang." I mean,
but okay,
what I'm saying? Like,
but we are that type,
puti ka pero
but
pangit
we
lang
are
ka.
that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm
That would be a
driving
compliment to
and
me.
somebody sees me and say like, oh, he's cute or oh, he looks good, then you get out of the car and they be, ay putot man, guapo unta pero putot lang. I mean, me, I would focus on the guapo part, but
Yes,
still, you know what I'm
yes,
saying? Like,
same here.
but yeah,
Yeah,
I would focus on that part. But then there are people who can't do that. They'd be like, "Ugh," their confidence get shattered because I putot man. They go like what Muggsy
but
Bogues went through.
you know what my
You
wife
know
said
what
to me? She
Muggsy?
said she
What?
likes my color. She likes my color. She likes our color. Like
The
she doesn't
Moreno
like
type?
guys who
Yeah.
are fair. Kasi
Yeah,
mga fair
because
parang mama's boy. Mukha dong mama's boy. Like I don't like she likes the
not
moreno
to the
type.
point where she said like, oh, they look gay because they're too fair. She didn't say that because I heard,
Maybe
okay,
she did.
a
Well,
lot of
ang term niya is
girls
like
said that before. A lot of
what was her
girls I heard,
term?
said that before. So it's not coming from me. It's from
Uh
women that I've talked to
not
before who
paloy.
said that. Paloy,
What's another term like paloy or
tanga,
like like a
giba,
weakling in Bisaya um
paloy.
or Tagalog. Paloy,
Paloy is
yeah, something
paloy.
like
It's
that.
like
Like
luyat.
paloy is like a
Yeah,
weakling,
weakling. I mean
paloy.
paloy. I mean
Yeah,
luyat is not
okay.
like, I think
Maybe she
paloy
said
would be
paloy. Like yeah. That was like a mom was like that was her thing. Like
loy loy
so my
paloy.
weakness to other people, my weakness being dark, actually is an advantage because it won her over. That's actually what she liked. So V, don't worry about it. Like what Mayor Beth said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I know girls who like guys with abs. I know girls who like guys who are chubby. Judge T loves women who are chubby. He declares it. He announces it. He doesn't like slim girls. So uh there are guys who like their women what's that term, BBW, what is that,
BBW,
I don't know, it's like on porn sites, like, it's like a search
BBC.
thing, big big something like that, yeah. BBC, no, that's different.
It's a different thing. BBC.
Big black,
All
what are you
right.
talking about? No, it's like like big women. It's like if you search for big women on porn, like then it's a fetish. There are guys who love big women. I mean, I never had a thin girlfriend. Did you ever have a thin girlfriend,
A
or did you
thin
ever like a
girlfriend.
girl who
I
was
think
thin, like a thin?
I dated a
Okay,
really slender
I never dated a
um
thin girl,
girl.
like
She
really
was
thin.
like,
Like
yeah, she was. It was different when you're, you know what I'm saying. Like she was, it was,
yeah,
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 it was just, it felt like it was all bones and skin, skin and bones.
yeah,
That's it. It was like, all
yeah.
right,
That's
come. It was a different experience. I'm not saying it was bad, but it was a different experience.
yeah. So we want women with meat on their bones. So meaty women rejoice. Like doesn't mean guys don't like you because you gain weight. So don't worry about it. There's always somebody there made looking for the exact you. Of course, it's hard to find that person, but Okay, did you ever ask your wifey what she found attractive about you? Since we're talking about beauty and bello, what was it that turned her on? I mean, besides maybe
I have no
your
idea.
charisma, physically,
I
you
have
never
no idea.
asked. Like
I never
you
asked.
ne- really? Like, was it your
Dude, why would
eyes?
I
Was it your
ask?
nose?
No, I mean, I don't know. I just assumed that
No,
she
I
liked
never.
me. She liked me. She liked me, and that was it. I didn't want to
I'm
ask,
trying to.
because here's the thing: you ask questions, and what if you don't like the answers? You know what I'm saying? So you better not
But we
ask
were
questions.
confident. We don't care.
The most important thing is she's with me. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying? That's the most important thing.
how can you not like an answer? How can you not like an answer to a question of what you like about me? I mean,
Here's the
it's
thing.
something she
Here's the thing.
likes.
Because you might think that she's with you because of a particular thing, but turns out it's a different thing.
Oh, okay, okay. I
It's not
got you.
that
I
thing
got
you're
you.
too confident about. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm
I
so
got you. I
confident that
got you.
maybe that's why she's with me because of this. Then you ask her, it's a totally different thing. You're like, what?
Kasi DJ ka. Kasi
What?
DJ ka. Kasi DJ ka.
Exactly,
First
right?
kita kasi DJ ka. Ngayon, di ka na DJ, di na kita type. I mean, it's
So
like
it's
crap. Yeah, you're right. You
so
have a
so
point.
I
You have
don't
a point.
ask these questions. Like all the women I dated, I never asked them what they liked about me. The most important thing is they're with me, they're holding my hands, we're kissing, we're doing things that a couple would
Yeah.
do. Then I'm fine with that. I don't need to
No,
know
you know
why
why
they're
I
with
ask?
me.
You
Why?
know why I ask? Because then I'd be more worried about like the men she associates herself with. Like but like for example, like she'll say, okay, I like your skin color or whatever. And then I'll notice that okay, why is she extra friendly with a guy who was dark? Who's moreno? Type na yan.
And I
No,
don't
I'm kidding.
want
I'm
that
kidding.
to.
I'm not.
I
No, no, of
no.
course I don't. Of course
Not
I don't think like
that's
that. I'm just kidding.
yeah. I mean that's a legit concern, but I don't want to. I don't want to have that. I don't want it hanging over my head. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be
Yeah.
paranoid and whatnot. So I don't ask these
But then again,
things.
she likes Korean guys, like not Korean guys, but she has a crush on like one of the Korean guys on the movies, on the Korean novellas, and I'm like, what the heck? That's like just
That's
it's
not
nothing
you,
like me.
right?
But
Like for example, when
yeah,
before we actually became a couple, I know that she admires men who are tall. Um, her
really,
crushes were kind of like
wow,
tall and tisoy. Well,
wow.
you probably know this guy. Do you know a guy? Because you're ahead
Is he
like few
ahead?
years, yeah.
Yeah, he's ahead.
He's ahead.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
you know a guy named Vince. Vince, tall guy, tisoy, looks like a rich
Uh,
kid.
familiar.
Vince
Don't
Vince
mention the last
Bermejo.
name.
I think it's Bermejo. I think it's
Sounds
Vince
familiar.
Bermejo. Dude, like
Sounds
you know
familiar. I can
Johnny
always like,
Chatrani, right? Johnny Chatrani, you
of
know
course,
this guy, yeah? Yeah.
yeah.
So
He worked for UR.
my wife kind of like, it's Johnny, And there's this white guy in the campus who's clean cut and was always,
Are you
shirt tucked in.
are you
He's a
sure?
white
Are you
guy.
sure he didn't go to UR too? Fred. His name's not Fred.
What do you mean,
His name's
Fred?
not Fred.
Like
No,
this white guy?
there's this yeah, because this white guy also tried out for UR and for the radio station that I worked for before,
Probably
and
that's
he
him. That's
freaking
probably Fred.
failed. He
Always
failed, man.
clean cut, yeah? Always
Yeah,
clean cut
yeah, always
and
tucked in. His
tucked
shirt's like
in,
tucked in. Yeah, he
and he's
doesn't
got
dress
like
like a typical white
mostly,
dude.
yeah, he would like always
Polo
tucked in
shirts.
and mostly yeah, polo shirt and like black shirts, right?
Yeah,
So probably
I
that's
think I know what you're
Fred.
talking about.
So like my
Yeah, I
wife
think
would
that guy's
would
name's
call
Fred.
him PE night. That's her PE night. Like, oh, that's my PE night right there.
So it's
Like
like
I
totally
want him to be
nothing
PE
like
night.
you.
Exactly,
Like
yeah.
nothing. These
So and
guys are
this
like
Vin
nothing
like
like you.
so you don't know this Vince guy because he's kind of
Okay,
like I
I
think
gotta
like
like I get, but I gotta look at
dude.
the
I thought
face.
like
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
he's like the type that you would know. I'm thinking like if I mean
nah,
you'd be
man, I
friends
don't
with
like
that
I
guy.
know.
This Vince
I mean,
guy,
I might
Vince
be
Bermejo. I
ahead.
think
I
I,
might
if
be.
I might be mistaken, but his last name was Bermejo, Vince Bermejo.
I might be way ahead.
Because my wife was always like she would always like Vince is like when he would pass by, but he was like senior and we were like freshmen, like he was in his senior year when we were like
So you were
in our
together
freshman
already.
year. No, I was like courting her. Not courting, but I was like hanging out with her, like dating her or something. So like these are the
Does he
people that
work?
he liked, like
Does
Vince.
he work at?
That
Does he work at the Krusty Krab?
what do you mean, like this Vince guy? Okay, let's.
No, no, no. Because that's what this person here I see like work. You know, that's one of my. If I ever have qualifications for people that I approve with a friend request, if I see that they work at the Krusty Krab, I immediately do not accept. I mean,
No, they're not here.
you might as well just say you're unemployed. Come on, don't give me that Krusty Krab crap. All right. I mean,
No,
works at the
like
Krusty
no,
Krab. Just
I
say you're
can't see
unemployed.
him on Facebook. But yeah, he was that like rich kid. He's got that like looks. He's like tall. He was tisoy. He was good looking. And yeah, so these are the guys that my wife liked. Johnny, then that like that that guy Fred that you're saying, and this Vince guy. And then he likes this other guy too, who was like my batchmate. He's also tall, but he's not exactly like them because these guys are they look like Tisoy, yeah. But this guy was just like tall,
Yeah.
but he was like Chinese, sort of like, but he wasn't the typical like fair Chinese. He was like also sort of moreno, but then he was tall,
Hmm.
and yeah, he was fairly okay. Then yeah, but I was like I focused on my strong points. I'm like, you can admire all these guys you want. You're sitting here with me. That doesn't change the fact that you're here with me. That was my consolation. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, you can say like they are good looking, you like them, whatever. But bottom line is, you're here with me. You're talking to me. You're not talking to them. I don't care. You can say all the good things about these guys, what you like about them, how tall they are, how good they smell or whatever. The fact is, you're sitting right beside me. That's what matters.
Yeah.
So you see.
You're done? Yeah. Hold up. Keep talking. I gotta wipe my kid's butt.
So yeah, so it's more of I don't know like how he got to this topic, but yeah, because we're talking about
No, no,
sort
no.
of
We're talking about
um
like what your wife liked about you. We're talking about beauty, right?
yeah, because it's certainly we're talking about Bello and that ad that created the stir um last week, I think, when they put that ad out on TV. So and yeah, we have this standard of beauty, like society has this standard of beauty, and sometimes we do not fit into this category. Like I do not fit, certainly. Like I'm not tall, I'm not handsome, you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I might have an angle, yeah, cool, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you stand beside like what, Derek Ramsey? I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, Richard Gutierrez, um these good looking people. Like even back in the day, who were like the like Richard Gomez. He was like big back in the day, right? I mean, I don't look anything like that. But then even with these people on TV, come on, look at Joey Marquez. I mean, he's not the most handsome guy in the world, but boom, Joey Marquez, my man. I mean, the girls and the women that he dated, right?
Joey
Vic
Marquez. Willie
Soto, come on. I
Revillame.
mean, Vic Soto. I know
Willie
he's
Revillame.
got that angle. Yeah, Willie Revillame. Even Vic, bossing Vic. I mean, he's not a matinee idol, right?
You know, you
But
know,
dude,
you know who I
the
would
women
be
he dated,
confident to. You know who I would be confident to sit next to?
Dolphy for crying out loud.
Dante Barona. Dante Barona. I wouldn't mind. I think I have a fighting chance. Dante Barona's like 80% facial hair, dude. Like
Dude,
you
Dante
literally
Barona.
shave him, you
See,
would.
here's the thing. Dante Barona was a stuntman before he became an actual actor. He was a stuntman. Then he got discovered or whatever that he became an actor. He became an action star. But he wasn't really a
Yeah.
matinee idol like Joe Marie Iliana
Okay.
was
Okay.
or
For
Mark
when it
Anthony
comes to male
Fernandez
actors,
was.
who do you have a man crush on? Like who
Man
do you think is
crush?
good looking?
Keanu Reeves. He's good looking.
Okay, that's case in point. The guy doesn't age pretty much.
Hmm.
John Wick, right? Um,
John Wick.
who the
Yeah, I
heck
like
did
that
you
guy.
did I am? It's like if we like yeah. No, no, no! Don't turn that. I need the light. Okay, you can just sit. It's okay. All right. Anyways, yeah, my kid's here. He's a papa's boy. He always has to
Paul
be where I
Rudd. Paul
am.
Rudd. He doesn't. He
Yeah,
doesn't
he's a
age
good mix of like funny
that
and
much. Yeah.
like he's funny, but he's not like Seth
He's
Rogen
not good
funny.
looking, really,
He's
but it's
Seth
like he's,
Rogen.
he's cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Seth
a good
Rogen.
looking
Yeah.
guy.
Like
Yeah,
Seth Rogen's funny. Yeah. I mean, he's not. Yeah. I mean, he's not.
Seth Rogen's funny.
He's not drop dead
Yeah,
gorgeous type of guy, but he's okay.
yeah. So I mean, like, okay. So when it comes to Bello and all that stuff, okay, if you're in that business, I mean, can you blame them for coming up with like, well, maybe not specifically that ad, but like
I,
would you blame them if they came up with an ad that
I don't know what
encourages
was the
people to
purpose of
focus
that
on
ad.
beauty?
It could be that they want to go viral, like what Jong said. Maybe they wanted to go viral,
Yeah,
shock the public. I mean, they would eventually just like pull it, and just the purpose was like, oh, well, who knows? But I
yeah.
mean, they did
The
apologize and
pur-
they pulled it out.
the
They
purpose was
like
to, I think,
it's fine.
I, I I'm assuming, all right, and I'm not sure. I can speak for Bello, but I'm just saying. I think the purpose, if any, is basically just to make people kind of like look at the mirror and realize that, hey, like what Pinky said, I let myself go. It's like it's the pandemic. I'll let myself go. And then maybe it's kind of like because I'm sure their business is so freaking drastically affected, dude. Because like I
Right.
said, people don't go to parties, people don't go to balls, people don't attend reunions anymore. I think the number one because I think my aunt even went to Bello once or something, but I think one of their probably main source of clientele are those OFWs who come back to the Philippines and have to go to Bello before they attend their reunion. Because these people are all like wealthy now, they're all retired, they can all afford to beauty look good. And like I've seen some of my aunt's friends and the ones some are married to congressmen, some are like, politicians, some are like business owners. And I've seen them in their pictures, and a lot of them have that bellowed look, where like the nose has kind of been contoured and the liposuction in their lips are all thick. And my aunt doesn't look like that because my aunt's like a natural beauty, and she doesn't. She's not. That's not her thing. But she gets conscious too. Like she's like, of course, she doesn't want her white hair to show. Of course, she kind of wants to look slimmer because when she attends her reunion for like UP batchmates, they all like have this like bellowed, fresh from the salon look. And I think that's kind of one of what Bello's banking on. It's like a lot of their clientele haven't visited their salons or their clinics because people don't care as much about looking good anymore during this pandemic, and they got desperate. So it's either they got desperate, or like what Jong said, they're trying to get viral. But I think it's basically they're hitting on their target market. But the problem is, for those who happens to be their target market, they're probably not affected because these people have money and these people are regular bellow, clients. But for regular people, like the regular women out there who saw that, they're like, don't make me feel bad about my flabs. Don't make me feel bad about my facial hair. Or, not everybody looks like that now, like what you said. And that kind of like, that's how it turned out to be. The ones who reacted are not the bellow clients. The bellow clients, they just intended that to be a reminder. Hoy, mga bellow clients, bumisita na kayo ulit. You're starting to look like that now. Because if you notice, at the beginning of the commercial, it was a very sexy, health conscious lady, right? Like she had her
Hmm.
shake or something. She was like wearing workout outfit and very slim. Not exactly my type of slim, but and then she sits down and starts to look like a guy. She starts to look like Peter Griffin. She starts to look like Peter Griffin
Or Homer Simpson.
or Homer Simpson. Yeah, for that matter. But what's wrong with looking like a guy? Come on. If anything, that was sexist. If anything, that was sexist. Because like if anything that resembles a guy, it's not beautiful. It's basically what it was. Because the girl ended up really looking like a guy. Basically what it was.
I know, right? So that's
So
that's why my question was, earlier in the show, if that was a guy in there, would it steer like a
no,
similar reaction to,
I don't think so.
um, I mean, like compared to now? A lot of people reacting like, oh, that's terrible. You're making people feel bad about themselves and whatnot. But I don't know. So I'm just thinking, like, what if it was a guy in there? Would it be as,
How would
um
you feel if it was a guy?
me?
If it was the
I
other
told
way
you I
around,
don't
if
care
it was the
about
other
these
way around.
things.
Let's say it's like Derek Ramsey goes there and then
Dude,
all of a
I
sudden
mean,
like
I can get
becomes
offended with
bento.
like the Eskinol, whatever, like back in the day when Rico was modeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, crystal clear, whatever skin. And they have like Rico Yan's model and whatnot. I don't have that kind of skin. I'm not as flawless as Rico Yan. I could get offended with that. But I'm like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
See, so
maybe I'll
so
try
so
it out.
basically
I'll try it out.
I feel the
It's
same
not
way.
working.
I feel,
It's not
I
working. You
feel the
bastard.
same way.
It's not
So
working.
basically what we're saying is our men are less sensitive, or that we just don't go to clinics, to bellow clinics to
No,
look
I'm
good.
not saying
Like
that
we're not
men are
metrocentric.
less sensitive. Like now, men are also sensitive. It's just that like maybe now it's a different era. Maybe it's like how people talk about the NBA being so tough back in the day, and now NBA
Yeah.
is so soft. So,
Good
well,
point.
I don't know. I mean, well, they have a point. I mean, they're the ones living in this era, and they have every right to
Feeding off it.
voice out and speak out. And if they don't want it, if they're like, that's offensive, I mean, yeah, maybe you have a point. Maybe you should just like take it down, because I mean, they are your target customers at some point. I mean, or I mean, right? Because they're the ones who are going to be there to cater to your products or whatever. So yeah, maybe you should listen to them. So I'm not saying that they're
Yeah.
out of line as well, but all I'm saying is that like I come from a different time and I see these commercials, I'm just like, I mean, all right, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's TV.
Yeah.
Don't take it me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't take it seriously. Like you have
Me too.
these like products and their ads and like, all right, you're gonna have like this flawless skin if you use this facial product and whatnot. I mean, is it really important to have a flawless skin? But like they have that. Me, I just like, all right. Maybe for some people
Have
they
you
want to have
been?
flawless skin.
Have you been to a bello clinic? Have you been to a derma clinic at like some point in your life? One
Like I
point in your
said,
life,
my
like you
man,
went.
like I said, my dad told me it doesn't matter if you're a monkey, you're a monkey. So that's I always like think that it's like no matter what I do, I go to somewhere, I would still look the same. It doesn't matter.
Have you had
It
a
doesn't
Have you
matter
had
what
a
I do with my
facial?
body.
Have you had a facial? I don't mean that kind of facial, okay? But I mean like a facial, you know?
I,
Like,
I
dude,
I
dude,
would
dude.
love that sort of facial, but the thing is, like, yeah, I
No,
think I had the I think I
I
had
would not want
facial at some
that
point.
kind of facial. What are you talking about? I would want
No,
that
me
kind of
giving
facial.
the facial. I'm the one
I
giving the
would,
facial.
yes,
What are you talking
exactly,
about? I'm the one giving
exactly.
the facial.
Yeah, yeah.
Not yet
No,
finished. What are
because
you
you said I
talking
would
about,
love.
man?
You said I would love to have.
What are you implying? I would love that.
What do
Like,
you?
oh, oh, all
Well, he said
right,
it's
I
good for
love
your
the
skin.
facial.
No, no, no. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Remember, BioEssence was our client, not our client,
Yeah.
but like
So I think at some
like Attorney
point
T's client,
I used one of
and we
their
were
gift
given
certs,
GC.
and
Yeah, yeah. I've had the facial
it
done.
didn't change a
It's
thing.
like
I mean, probably I
no, it
felt good a
didn't.
little bit, but it didn't change
It did
anything.
change a thing.
I was still
Yeah, it didn't
me.
change a thing. I think we were beyond help. I mean, I'm sure BioEssence, like I'm sure these these clinics work, but not on us. Like, or maybe we just like we went there once and that's it. Like, or maybe you're supposed to go there more often. Because I mean, we're men. Like we're lucky that we're not like pimpolon guys, right? Like I don't think any of the magic guys or killer bee guys are pimpolon guys. Was there ever? No, right? Like we all kind of had not good skin, but not like acne prone skin. So
Hmm.
because I mean, if I was acne prone, I probably would have gone to the clinic more often. I probably would have solicited the services of Bello at one time if I could afford it. But I'm just kind of contented with how it is. I don't have perfect skin. I remember Pinky saying the DJ with the best skin at the time was Chris Fox, and I remember her telling me,
Not Billy
you
Kane,
know, Rod, it's well, she didn't really get to work with Billy Kane that much, but I think Billy Kane had the best skin probably.
right?
But I remember Pinky saying, it's true pala no that Koreans have good skin. I'm like, why do you say that? Because like I've seen like Chris Fox's face like up close, like his skin is like literally like I'm like I was also like, well, he's also the youngest. I
That's
mean,
true. That's true.
he's like
Inat pa,
much
inat,
younger than all. Yeah,
inat,
he's
inat
also like
pala, inat.
we were all in our 30s. He's like freaking 20 or something, you know? I mean, I mean, I think because he was well, maybe because he is part Korean, so maybe that's it. But I don't know. But anyways, if Chris Fox is tuned in, you know, you have good skin, man, according to Pinky. So, anyways, we don't really we're not like that conscious about it to the point where we go to parlors. But I think maybe celebrities like Piolo and all these guys, I'm sure they probably do that like once a week at least, right? You think these guys like get bleached or something? Like they go to because
Dude,
it's their
that's their
livelihood.
livelihood. It's their livelihood.
You know,
They have to do
you
that.
know.
They have to. It's not that they want to. They have to.
Like I've never like we've been to G Mall and NCCC and Victoria Plaza and we've all witnessed like these celebrity shows and I have yet to see a celebrity with bad skin. Like you mentioned Rustom. I saw Rustom Padilla at Victoria Plaza once near Park and Shop and
Yeah,
that guy was like
dude, flawless,
he's like a
man.
woman's skin, man.
I know.
But
He
then again,
actually
his
became
ate
a
is the
woman,
dermatologist. His ate is the
right? And he
dermatologist.
became a woman.
Remember, her clinic was right downstairs. Her sister had the clinic, right downstairs at Jokar Building.
Oh, that's her sister,
Her sis is half sister. That's his half sister.
half sister. I didn't know that.
Uh, yeah, that's his half sister. That's she had a clinic there. Robin Padilla, Rostam Padilla's, or well, Bibi Gandang Hari's like sister. But anyway, enough showbiz talk. So yeah. So hopefully a lot of you people are not offended by the Bello ad. If you haven't seen the Bello ad, go see it. Um, I wasn't really like offended. He could have done better. It was definitely done in a different kind of angle, and
Yeah, it was
I
definitely
feel like
tasteless.
it was intentionally, presented that way. I think it was intentionally so that it would be, like what we're saying, viral. Joe Boy, what's up, man? I don't know if Joe Boy is even aware of that Bello ad because he's in the UK, but Ice, you lived. I mean, coming from the Philippines, right, and then moving to Japan and living there for many years, more than a decade and a half, in fact. Joe
Hmm.
Boy moving from the Philippines to the UK. Have you guys noticed anything about your skin complexion? I mean, have has it changed? Do you like you
Okay,
look
here's the
how you
thing.
look
No, I
better?
haven't. No, I have not. But every time I come home, they always say something like that, and I'm like, really? No, I
Like you're glowing,
maybe
like
you
you have
have
good skin.
maybe it's just because you have not seen me for quite a while. Maybe that's the reason why. But I don't know. But maybe because it's a winter country, maybe winter does something to your skin. I don't know. But
Yeah,
to me personally, like I haven't noticed anything that changed. But well, it could be because it's me. I wouldn't be able to notice that
yeah,
because it's me, right? I
yeah,
moved out of
yeah,
the
yeah,
Philippines, and it's a different climate out here. So maybe I wouldn't notice it myself, but people would always say that, like, oh, namuti lagi ka. I'm like, really? What? But then maybe sometimes I come home, sometime in March, and that's just like, winter is just finishing. It's just leading up to spring, and even during
yeah.
springtime, you still wear those, like long sleeve shirts and like those sweaters and whatnot. So the only time that you actually get darker is during summertime, which is sometime around July, August.
And it's and
Then
it's probably not dark like the way you get dark here. It's like dark like the way they get dark in the States. Because when I was in the States during summer, I
all right,
turned kind of
for
like red,
example, hang
red.
on,
Yeah, like red, like
like
bronze, right? Yes, not
let's see,
lagum,
like
not lagum like here in the Philippines
I don't know
where
if you
if you're
can
bulat
see.
sa init, you become lagum. Yes, like
Like
exactly. That I
it's
get it. I
it's
see it.
different.
It's like red. That's kind of like how that's kind of like how I turn dark too in the US. It's like I turn red. Like I don't turn lagum. Like here in Davao, it's like if I go out in the sun, I become lagum. Okay, Joe Boy, going back to our topic. Joe Boy said, I saw the ad. Alam nila ginagawa nila para mapag-usapan. Exactly. Hence our topic for tonight. Gaya nung sa RC Cola. The RC Cola one, I didn't see. What was that about? Have you seen it? Nice.
I think it's about that. What was
I
that?
didn't see
Like
the RC
something about
Cola.
like the head at the back of the head, or was it like I think it has something to do with the head.
Okay,
Like
I'll go
there was
check it
like
out.
I don't know, it's like sort of like there's a mouth at the back of the head. I'm not sure, but something like that. It's kind of like it's yeah, it's shocking. It's very unconventional, but something like that. Like
Is
same
it
with the
daming mainit
Julie.
ang ulo? Is that the daming mainit ang
I'm not
ulo one?
sure
Because this
because
is the
there's
one
that
that's like
one with
1 month ago.
like I mean weird stuff. All right, LOL. Yeah, it's weird. Yes. So it's kind of like it's so unconventional. It's kind of weird. It's gory actually, if you ask me. Yeah, check it out. Like I
Oh,
think they have,
really? The
but
one I'm
then
watching now is like that. Bakit mainit ang ulo? Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. Where there's teeth. There's teeth.
right, see. And
Okay.
I'm also
Okay.
watching what Jong sent me earlier, the Chindrai termite commercial. It's actually it's interesting.
So what was that about? Why is she kissing it like teeth?
Oh yeah, because I know that
What is this about?
it's like stress, but then drinks the
I'm
ice
watching
cola
it.
and then cleanse.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched that one.
Ice?
What? Yeah,
I watched
the
that.
Arsicola.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that the
yeah.
one? Like there's a baby. There's like
Uh,
talking teeth.
no. I don't think that's
Yeah,
it.
it's
Hang
like
on.
the girlfriends of the thief like finds the the thief the boyfriend dating the girl, but the thief is the boyfriend.
So what does that have to do with anything?
Ah,
The one of the waiters drinks the RC cola because they're stressed.
Oh, it's like just because it's stress. I don't really. Okay, I don't get it.
I
Because they're
know. I
stressed.
think this is like the kid. Yeah. It's like what the heck? Shut up.
See,
Like this. Like what is this? Arsicola. It's about a
the kid.
kid coming home. A kid coming
Oh, that's different.
home, very sad.
This is a
Ampon, Arsicola Ampon.
okay. Hold on, let me check. That's the one. That's the controversial one.
I think this one.
This is 8 months ago, though.
There's like
Okay.
all right. Yeah, there you go. Now I understand. Yeah, it's like the head, the mom's head is like an Arsicola bottle. It's kind of crazy. So like the Ampon one is like kind of like weird. Yeah, that one. Have you seen it, the Ampon?
I'm watching it now. I'm watching it now. What about the termite commercial? What is John
This
talking
is like
about?
in
Like, is that
Thailand. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna send it to you, man. Hang on.
okay?
Jong sent it to me. It is really funny. I'm gonna send it to the OK show. All right, okay.
Okay, hold on. Is this the vampire one? Where like you tried to stab the vampire with a stake, and the stake was like eaten by
No, no,
vampire
no, no,
by the
no,
termites?
no, no. It's different. It's different. It's really funny.
Oh, yeah. This is kind of weird. Like the guy has like glasses on his back. So so the mom is a bottle.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
What the heck? Did they actually show this ad?
I think so.
Did they actually did they actually show this RC ad? I
I
mean,
think they
I don't get
did.
it. Like, I don't know if they're trying to be funny. Okay, so the termite one is okay, hold on. Okay, so we're watching ads right now. We obviously can't show it. Sorry guys, because copyright infringement, all that crap. But
Okay, we
yeah,
can post it
apparently there
on
are
the yeah. You can check it out if you want to watch it as well. Like this was sent to me by Jong. You can like click that and you can watch it. So yeah, this is in Thailand. It's about
okay, I'm
termite
watching it
spray.
now.
So yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's also funny.
Is it a
The-
guy who's dressed as a termite?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Wait until you get to the last part. That part's hilarious.
Okay. Well, it's a pretty long ad. It's 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like they must
But
pay
yeah,
a
the
lot for their
Arsicola was
ads then.
weird too. I was like, the basso at the back of the guy, the boy, and all of a sudden like, the mom has like an Arsicola head. It was kind of just weird. I'm like, what the heck? What's the purpose? What's the point of this commercial?
Jay, stop it. Yeah, I was okay. Hold on, I'm still watching it. 2 minutes. I'm watching it with no audio, but I there's like subtitles. So he goes home, right? He
Right.
goes back.
Goes back
So it's
to his brothers, and
uh-huh.
the brothers feeling confident that like right, I'm not gonna die. The spray doesn't
And
work.
they all die.
It's funny here with the sound effects and the way they speak too.
Yeah, I see it. So they all die. So basically that's it.
I think
Basically
basically
they
that's
just
it.
kind of like reenacted the effectivity of the thing that it spreads it to the colony and then they all
I
like
think
die.
I think so. Yeah, but that's weird, man.
No, 'cause that's how it really works. I mean, I set traps all over the house and these are for cockroaches. And apparently what happens is a cockroach will eat it. Then he goes back to his colony and then he dies. And then he gets eaten by his cockroaches and then they die.
Right.
So it doesn't, yeah. So I kind of, yeah. But like, I guess with audio, it would be different. But then again, it's in Thai. So what the heck? Like, I don't understand it.
But still, it sounds funny.
It's funnier with a thing. See, like, yeah, exactly. And I think it's a trend. I think it's a trend with all these like weird ads because they know that you know people like to share stuff now, so basically you're not only paying, I mean you're just paying for your airtime with a network or with YouTube or wherever is playing your ads, but you're getting bonus the exposure by your ads going viral because people share it and talk about it and spread it. So you get bonus exposure, like the Bello ad. Now it's a part of social media. The term Bello ad, when people say, "Hey, have you seen the Bello ad?" All of a sudden, Bello's being talked about. It's like they said, good or bad,
That's
it's
true.
still
That's
exposure.
true.
And it still works for them. So
Doesn't
either
matter.
way,
Good publicity, bad publicity, it is still publicity. That's
it's
what it
still
is.
publicity. Yeah.
All
But
right.
my take
Okay.
on it is,
So
just
yes.
don't get offended. If you watch these ads, don't get offended. Some are good, some are so.
Right.
Some are just viral. You
What are
know.
we supposed to talk on Thursday? Because I totally forgot.
Uh don't you have a list? I know we're
And what
supposed
about
to talk about
Saturday? We're
that.
supposed to like we already we already talked about
Yeah, I know,
Saturday
I know, I know,
last
I know. We're,
Saturday.
we're supposed to do
What was
something.
that
We're
about?
supposed to do something.
We
That
were
was
gonna talk about with
I
Pinky. What
forgot
was that?
everything, dude. We're freaking old, man.
You're supposed to write
This
it
was
down.
this was
Holy
like 2
crap.
days ago. This was like a day ago we talked about it. What the heck's wrong with us?
Pinky!
No, we already did that episode. What are we
But maybe
supposed to do
Raj
Saturday?
remembers.
I
What
know.
was
Do you
that?
remember us talking about anything like our plan for Saturday? What? Playing like board games? No, it wasn't board games, was it?
No, not board games. Not games. It games? No, it wasn't games. Was it like was it about
Was it
movies?
game? No, it wasn't
Uh
about movies. It was about culture. Oh no, no, we already did that, right?
we did the
We did
culture because
culture.
we were talking about this and we were like, oh, we could do something else because this would be this would not be viral anymore. So we have to do this Monday. Then we'll have
I
something
mean,
on
I meant, I
Saturday,
mean, I
which is like
mentioned something like I made a suggestion, but I don't think we were gonna do that. Like like what some of your best purchases you made, when you were younger or something like that. Like because I saw a YouTube video about this guy talking about like investing and stuff, and his video was basically like 5 things you should buy when you're young, something like that. 5 things you should spend your money on while you're still young. So I guess
it's kind of different. What was
yeah,
that?
it's not that. It's
We
not that. I
talked
know it
about it.
wasn't
We
that.
talked about it.
It wasn't
What
that.
about Thursday?
I
Well,
don't
I forgot
remember
about
too.
Saturday.
I don't remember too. But apparently we have to have something
We
that's viral.
we discussed it and we were like, all right, let's do that. Like Monday,
No,
Thursday,
because we
and
had to do it
Saturday.
because we were supposed to do it. I think we were supposed to do it Monday, but we have to do the Bello ad because people are gonna forget.
Right. Okay. All
It's
right.
gonna
Well,
lose
we'll
its
see.
like.
Let's see. Hang on. Who's
Yeah,
like
we'll find
something sent
out.
a message or something for the clout? What's for the
Yeah.
clout?
But if you guys have any suggestions for topics, we would love to talk about it because there are things that you guys might know about or feel like it's an issue that you feel like you might want to hear our
Yeah,
take on
D.
it.
Like you love the topic
Yeah,
tonight. Like maybe there's a topic that you want to discuss. But
yeah, like bullying.
yeah,
Have
just
you ever
let us know.
discussed bullying? I don't think we've talked about bullying.
Bullying. All right. Bullying.
Bullying is kind of like a universal issue. Like sometimes we
All right.
bully people without knowing it. Like a lot of Filipinos are guilty of that. Like when we're out with our friends, we're teasing our friends, but teasing can be bullying. Like
Okay.
right? Teasing can be bullying. I mean, we bully our kids. Our kids
How
bully
would you feel
us.
if your kids get teased in school? Right?
Yeah,
Should we
more
talk
like
about
bullying.
that?
Yeah, yeah, the general thing of bullying because not everybody has kids, I
All right.
guess.
Bullying on
But
Thursday
yeah,
or Saturday.
bullying.
You want to do it
We can talk about
Saturday?
that. We can talk
The
about that.
bullying thing.
Yeah, I can do bullying because I don't know if Pinky's being bullied, but we can talk about bullying. I've gotten bullied. Have you gotten bullied?
I think everybody got bullied at some point.
Have you bullied anyone?
Yeah, I'm not the bully, but well, I bullied my brothers. I haven't really bullied anybody, but I think I did. I think I did. There's this one. I think
Yeah,
I don't know if John would remember this guy, but he went to Assumption too. I think we were in third grade. I don't know like why I bullied him.
and
It
and
was
also how to deal with it, right? Like
right.
yeah,
It was terrible.
yeah. I think that's the thing. It's like kind of like how we dealt with it, how
I
we dealt
wonder
with
how's that
bullying.
kid doing now. No, he's not a kid anymore. I mean, I wonder how's that
Oh
guy
yeah,
doing
the
now.
the guy you made bye bye with, is that the one?
No, not that guy. What are you talking about? Like, no, a
No,
classmate of mine back in third grade. I was already in Assumption at that point, and I think he ruined one of my toys. He ruined it or he lost it, and I made him pay for that for the whole year. and I think that was too much, but that's what
He
I
paid
did. I
you a
was like,
little bit every
yeah, I would take half of his allowance almost every day. It was like,
dang.
well, you have to give it to me or else, that sort of thing. So I think that was
Well,
really bad.
I did make kids like ask permission before they could enter my house. So yeah, maybe that's kind of bullying too. So I do have a lot of stories to tell.
All right, okay,
Maybe I
so we could
bullied
do
more
that.
than I was bullied.
So we could do that on Saturday. Then Thursday we'll find something
Make sure it's
to
not
talk
Steve
about.
Buscemi. Make sure it's not Steve.
I know, right? You better call
You're
him
dead.
so that he'll just cross out your name on the list. Quintana Ice. Make sure it's not Steve Buscemi. I know, right?
Probably not, unless you went to Assumption or Holy Child.
Oh, yeah. Now
Probably
unless
not
Steve
Steve
Buscemi
Buscemi.
went to Assumption School of Davao. Um, yeah, I'll reveal it on Saturday. I'm pretty sure Jong remembers this guy, but he disappeared though. I think
Okay.
he disappeared before we finished elementary school. I think he was there, um, third and fourth grade. Then I think
Man.
he moved. He transferred.
And
Um,
we can tie it up with showbiz bullies. Because
showbiz
then we can
bullies. All
like we'll
right.
talk no like bullies in the movies, the bullies in the movie like Biff,
All right.
from
Okay.
Back to the Future and so
All
on and
right.
so forth.
Okay.
So it's kind of like at least we'll have plenty to talk about. Because if we just talk about like movie bullies, that's too short. If we talk about our personal bullies, that's also too short. So we'll talk about generally like bullying in general, bullies in
All right.
movies,
Cool.
bullies in real
Cool.
life, bullies in
All
your
right.
family, bullies in your
Mhm.
marriage. Can
Okay. Let's
happen.
do that. All right.
So that's Thursday
On Saturday. A bully
or Saturday.
on Thursday. Saturday. Yeah.
So
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 Thursday we'll find
so
something
what's
else.
Thursday?
I
No,
don't
I
know.
remember. What's sexy? What's sexy?
What is sexy
What's sexy? That's the one we're talking about. That was what we're supposed to talk about.
on
What is
Thursday?
sexy to you? Yeah, remember. We were like,
Okay,
what is
Thursday. What is
sexy to
sexy
you?
to you? Okay, what is sexy
Yes.
to you? That's the topic on
Yeah,
Thursday.
because
All right, I'm
Pinky
gonna
won't
make
care about
a
that
write up.
topic,
All right. Okay.
so we need her for
All right.
Saturday.
So all
Yeah.
right. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do that on Thursday because I've got to go in for a PCR test tomorrow. So I
Good
have to.
luck,
I
man.
hope I will not because I don't want to. See, the problem
Don't
is
cough.
I'm on summer break. I always like end up watching TV series or movies after we do our show, and I always end up like sleeping late. So I don't want to sleep late tonight. I hope I'll. All right, I'll do my
Why
best.
you'll
I'll
turn out
go straight
positive?
to sleep. No, 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 no. Like I don't want to go there looking sick because I didn't have any sleep. You know what I'm saying? Even if I turn out
I don't.
negative, they'd be like, you're probably positive. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel anything. But if you don't have sleep, pag puyat ka, you go there, you look like, you go there looking like a
You're not gonna.
zombie. They're not gonna
You're
buy
not
that you're
going for a drug.
negative.
You're not going for a drug test, man. You're not gonna think like adiko, adik. Yeah.
But still, I mean, if all right, here's the thing. Even if I get a negative result, and if I look really bad, they'd probably think like, oh, he's gonna have it at some point. Then they're gonna call me
you're
every
like
day. That would be
you're like
annoying.
you're like trying to hold your cough, and then all of a sudden you can't help it. You have this one big makaupaw cough.
I know. I also have this
and
rhinitis.
you're almost out the
I
door.
have allergies. Like I always have
Yeah.
like runny nose and I like cough a little bit.
Oh
Like
crap!
for the whole
Not good for
year, I
you.
have that all the time. And
Good
people
luck.
would be like, if I go in there like not looking sharp, holy
Good
crap,
luck.
man. You know what I'm
Good luck.
saying? They'd probably like
I
tell me
get
like,
you.
oh, tell your wife not to go to work. I'm like, oh, come on, we need the money. What are you talking about? Jennifer. All
You're
right,
like
okay,
you're
so
like hol- you're like holding your cup. You're right out the door. Just one more step. You're like, bro.
Samuka, oy. All right, you're Samuka, oy, Papa.
All right.
My daughter would
All
say
right.
that.
So Thursday.
All right, Thursday, what's
We'll do
sexy to you?
sexy.
That's what we're talking about.
All right.
And all right, thanks a lot for joining us. This has been the OK
Thank
Show.
you,
My name is Iceman.
Rod Rodriguez.
And good night. We are out.